I'm the Mountie. I'm handsome, I'm brave, I'm strong. I'm the Mountie, and I enforce the law. You can try to run, but you can never hide, 'cause the Mountie always gets his man.
Let's kick some ass.
And there's George Gatton with the Mountie.
What's up? Welcome to Kickin' Ass with Jesse
And Andy, brought to you by American Barbell Club.
ABC Fitness Gear.
Yep, and we will be racked up in that. You want to see a man push 315 for multiple times? Because I will be rocking an American Barbell Club shirt when I do that. My fucking traps are fucking popping right now in this American Barbell Club shirt that I'm wearing.
With some knee wraps for our old 40-year-old man knees.
Not to make it seem like my whole body's strong, because I have weak old man knees. But I do have sick American Barbell Club knee wraps that make me feel young again.
Check out American Barbell Club, guys. Our first sponsor. They're great.
Yeah.
Today, we got... Sorry, cut you off.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Well, no, I was gonna go in. I had a little thing.
Oh, sorry.
I had a little thing.
Tell me the thing.
I hate, and it's just due to the fact because three of us in this, well, four, because Kevin's just starting out too. Technically, three of us in wrestling terms are your young boy.
Yeah.
Even though I'm older. I'm the oldest young boy.
I should probably carry the whole podcast. Huh?
So this, yeah. You have to tell us.
I gotta lead.
I fucking hate the word young boy.
Really?
I hate it. I don't like it.
Well, like for you or like
No,
period?
just in general. I think it's like disrespectful.
Yeah, like I've heard guys say before, like, oh yeah, he's my young boy, or so. Like I would never say, like I know
you would never say that.
You know, I would never be like, yeah, those guys are my young boys. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't like.
It sucks.
Just even saying that sounded like I feel like shit. Like I would never say that.
And like the thing is that like, and this is still to this day. I'll be 40 in. I'm gonna be 40 in December 12th.
Yeah.
Today is the 8th. I'm gonna be 40 in a month.
So where are you going with this?
No, and what I'm saying is that like even though I'm 40, I'm the oldest here.
Yeah.
I still learn things from people who are younger than me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like as I say, I mean, even me in wrestling, I'm still learning too.
Of course.
Like, you never stop.
I'm just saying that it's like at this point where like I should be like dropping knowledge, and the only knowledge I could drop on anyone here is something that's not wrestling related.
Yeah, but that is good knowledge too.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
But so to segue in it.
Yeah.
Here today.
2 Buffalo brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 of the younger Buffalo brothers.
Yeah.
Danny Garcia and Puff. Danny, say what's up.
What's up? Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thank you for having us. This is Puff.
Yeah, Puff. What's your real name, Nick?
Oh, my name is Nick Puffpaff.
Okay,
Yeah.
So imagine that's where Puff came from.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's
size most of my life.
Here is I'm gonna get like Danny. I don't know how to like Danny's like so like I like to like Kevin Bennett is Buffalo Shawn Michaels in my mind.
Andy's been saying that a lot
Yeah.
lately.
You're our like Triple H. You're the cerebral assassin. You're our Triple H. Danny Garcia is like our Daniel Bryan.
Oh, that means so much.
But that's how I look at you. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Kevin Bennett's the Gangrel.
Wait, Kevin Black? What do you mean?
Kevin Black.
Yeah.
No,
he's Gangrel.
He's not the Gangrel, but yeah, like and like Kevin.
He's the black armed Gangrel.
Yeah, and like I've said before that like Blackwood is like our like he's also like Shawn Michaels because he has like he had long hair.
Yeah, just the way you said, like the way he moved around in the ring.
Yeah. And now he's like turning into like, I don't know. He's like our version of like Finn Balor or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, just
he's our goth dude.
This, just the short amount of time that he's been wrestling and how fast he's catching on.
I'm getting you, Puff.
Mind blowing.
I know you're looking at me.
Yeah. Don't worry, Puff. We're forgetting about it.
And then like Puff, like his
very goth Finn Balor.
Yes. But like here's the like so you'll notice as this goes like you're gonna go Danny Garcia like as soon as Danny starts talking you're gonna go like he's young. Yeah. Then when Puff talks you're gonna be like that guy. Remember the first time I heard
21
you
years
talk?
old.
I was like this guy,
This fucking guy.
your voice is like you. My voice should be your voice, and your voice should be mine.
Really?
I'm grizzled.
Am I? Is that what I sound like?
You have kind of
I'm sick right now too. So.
You have a grizzled voice.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Like-
Puff. I've told this story to people a couple times. You came down to PWR with us, and then this is when I was on a search for Bang energy drinks. That's when he first told me about them. So like we had time. We dropped all the boys off at the building, and I was like, Puff drove. I was like, yo, Puff. I'd already stopped at like 2 gas stations and hadn't found them.
Yeah.
I felt annoying, but I really wanted one. I was like, yo, can we go to like Sheets up the road? I want to see if I can find these energy drinks. So me and Puff took a short car drive together, and Puff started asking me like fitness questions and diet questions. And I was like, well, how old are you? And he's like, I'm 20. And my head almost exploded off my shoulders. Like I thought, I was like, that's not what I expected you to say.
Like Puff is like RPN News.
What do you mean?
Because, like, okay, and don't take this the wrong way, because I love everything about you.
I will.
And you know that.
I will go home and cry
And
myself
we don't
to
know,
sleep.
we haven't known each other that long,
really.
but, like, like, today I was so, and, like, because you guys got young boyed by Brother Braxton here. When you guys were fucking around with the number,
Oh yeah.
like, back and forth. I just got done tanning. When the conversation had, because I am looking really tan right now. So I just got out of tanning, and I was like, fuck, and I was like, man, like, it's always weird asking for dudes' numbers, right?
Well, I had to do it with you and Wes when we were in a group chat. I didn't know who was who.
So I had to ask you, like, that was it. So I had your number or whatever,
Yeah.
like that. So
It's actually, like every time I've done like a group text, Puff. Yeah, you're always like, who's this? Who's that? Like I don't know if that was like the younger generation does that or something. And I was just like, oh, okay.
So Jesse's out of town. Jesse's my movie guy, and I almost hit both you guys up to see if you guys would go see a movie with me the other day.
Why didn't you?
Yeah, you should have.
I think I just sat at home
This
and
is
jerked
great.
off or something.
This is
instead.
great.
I wanted to ask you because I listened to the podcast. The
Yeah.
Movie Pass thing. Is
That's
that
awesome.
Is that just a Regal thing or is
No.
it's
No.
just
Everywhere,
it's like an
dude.
online thing?
Everywhere.
I will say Kevin Matthews at it because where we were just filming in Ottawa, there was literally a big movie theater right next door, and he said his movie pass didn't work in Canada.
Oh, I think there is some sort of like weird because it won't pull up.
Yeah, he said just nothing was coming up. I think so. I don't know. Was it like that before?
No, it
That's
was. I
a-
think it was. I remember it being just America.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't think it works in
Yeah.
Canada, but it's around here. It's
It's the
pretty much
sickest thing.
every theater.
We talk about it so much. They should probably just give us $10 free.
It's
They should
$10
just
a
send us.
month.
It's $10 a month.
and you
fucking
can go
insane.
once every 24 hours.
Yeah,
I just saw the new Thor movie.
I heard it's
dude,
amazing.
it
was
is
badass.
fucking amazing.
You
That's
saw
what
it?
it was. I
I-
want to hit you guys up to see if you want to see.
I want
Thor
to see
with
it
me.
again because I kind of passed out because I had been up for more than 24 hours in a
Yeah.
row because the landlord offered me a job that was like $25 an hour. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm about to fall asleep. I'll do it though.
Yeah.
So, then I was running around all the time after that. I worked out and then I was doing I don't even know what. But then my mom's like, "We gotta go see this movie. I already bought you a ticket." I was like,
You went, to
Okay.
go,
Oh,
you went
yeah.
with your mom?
"So yeah, my mom, and my 2 little brothers."
Oh, that's great.
But it was like a really good part, and I was just like dozing.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I passed out.
You gotta
and
go see it again.
I woke up like right after the part that I was really excited for.
Yeah,
It was like Thor versus Hulk,
of course. Yeah.
and like when I was a little kid,
Oh, you
I
missed it?
What? Yeah, I missed
Oh,
most
dude.
of that part. Like
Oof.
I woke up after
So
the battle,
sick.
and I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, I'm hesitant to swear, but can I swear?"
No, you can do.
I
it.
was
Yeah.
like, "Oh fuck."
yeah.
Oh!
Yo, the last time I saw a movie with my mom, my mom she goes, I'm like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? And I'm like, nothing. And she goes, I want to go see a movie. And I get really pumped when like people that don't normally go see movies all the time
Yeah,
want
wanna
to go
go.
see a movie. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh fuck yeah, I'll go see anything now. So like it's like. And I'm expecting it's going to be like Bridge of Madison County or some shit like that. Like some dog shit with like Helen Mirren.
My mom did almost the same thing to me, but
Yeah.
with a movie called August Osage County.
I don't even know what that is.
It's got
And I
like-
know every movie.
It's got like Julia Roberts and what's her name?
Jesus.
Meryl
that is
Streep.
Such
Yeah.
a mom movie.
It sounds like
It
a
was
total
such a mom movie, and I hated it the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
But then it came to the McKinley Theater for $2,
And you saw it again?
and my buddy's like, "There's no other movies here." I'm like, "I do not want to see August Osage County. I've seen it. It's not good." And then he's like, "We're going to see it." And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, $2. Who cares?" And then I saw it, and then we went back the next 2 days and watched it 3 days in a
No
row.
fucking way.
And it's like a good movie in my opinion.
outta
Now
here.
it's like 4 times. I
feel
saw
like you got
August.
forced.
I saw August Osage County in theaters 4 times.
That's insane.
I
I can't remember if it was good or not.
I will say I've always noticed, like, whenever I've gone to, like, the cheap, like, it used to be the $1.50 movies, now
Yeah.
it's the $2 movies. Anytime I've gone there, I almost always like what I see, because it's just like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
$2
you're
or
spending
whatever.
$2,
Like, I remember I
yeah.
saw Benchwarmers, and I had, like, an
I
amazing
love
time.
that movie.
It's like, this movie, John
Benchwarmers is a
Lovitz.
great movie.
It's great.
If John Lovitz is in anything, I pretty much think it's awesome. And I was just like, dude, this movie
You're
is
the
just,
only
I'm,
one.
I'm having a great time.
How about this? The movie my mom wanted to see,
Oh, yeah.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Really?
Where there is a rough anal
Oh, really?
2 anal rape scenes. And I'm sitting with my mom as this. First, the girl is getting anally raped by a fucking sweaty fat man.
That's what I'm
And then, like, spoiler alert, 6 minutes later, she's raping the dude with, like, weapons up his butthole.
Oh, man.
and stuff
I never
like that.
saw it.
And I'm like, dude, it's one. That movie is fucking
I thought
awesome.
that movie
I heard
was
it's really
I
good.
thought it was legit about
Amazing.
tattoos.
No, dude. Yeah, it's actually like the story of Ink Master.
I thought it was.
Like how
The real story of Big
I didn't know it
Master.
was
So-
about anal raping with
dude. The books are awesome. Like it and then they're gonna do more. Dude, you gotta. The movie's awesome. It's not like the thing is though. If you're seeing it with your mom, it's not something you want to like. And I'd already seen the movie, so like I was just. I'll go see movies multiple times. Not that movie that you saw, but
4 times.
but I'll see movies like multiple times. And like I said, I got really pumped that my mom wanted to see a movie, and I was just pumped to take my mom to a movie. And then she said that, and I was like, I don't know if you want to see that movie. I don't think you know what you're. And she was like,
Wait, had you had seen it before?
Oh, yeah.
that? Oh, so you already
like,
knew you were getting yourself into?
Oh yeah, but she was like fucking hellbent.
Oh,
on it. She's
adamant
like,
about it?
I really want to see it because she like wrote or she like any movie that's like made from a book. I think she automatically thinks is going to be this like great
Yeah.
interest. And the movie is amazing. I'm not like downplaying it. I love that movie, but
it's not with your mom.
It's fucking gnarly, man.
Yeah.
Then there's like a couple movies, like obviously like I think I've talked about Serbian film on this. Like Serbian film is disgusting. It's the worst
Oh, yeah.
movie ever fucking made. If you think that movie is good, you're shot.
Yeah.
Like go fucking check yourself.
Well, didn't you say that band would just watch it just for like shock factor?
Yes.
Yeah.
So then there's that movie, there's Human Centipede, and then there's that movie.
There's Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah,
That's-
Cannibal Holocaust is pretty rough.
I've never seen it. It's,
sound rough.
it's Bill Carr. Yeah.
Yo, okay, Bill Carr.
It's Bill Carr's favorite movie.
Yes.
Like
Which
I'm,
is saying something.
I'm literally uncomfortable saying this. Like I know there's a scene in there. I think I even might have saw a clip where they live kill that like sea turtle.
Yes.
And like rip its shell off. I could never
Yes,
watch that.
it's
I
rough.
could never
The
like
scene is rough.
Like really
yeah,
do that?
they really
Oh.
do it. I could never like no way. Like I'll that's
It was a Wild West.
I don't
then.
I don't want to see things I'll never unsee. And
Yeah,
animals
that's
is
definitely
bad.
something that is like fucked. But
Yeah.
So
and then I think there's like a real rape scene too, isn't there? Or something?
there's a lot of real weird scenes.
That's not
in that
fun.
movie.
yeah.
So there's this movie that's done. I can't remember the director's name, but Irreversible, and there's a 10-minute one-shot rape scene in that
Ugh.
movie. The movie's awesome, but that scene is so fucking uncomfortable because it's 10 minutes long.
Jeez.
And goes
That which probably feels like 45 minutes.
forever, dude.
Yeah. It's a long time.
I could, and like those fucking anal rape scenes from that movie with my mom, which is a wild fucking sentence.
Put that on a t-shirt. Kicking ass podcast and that on the back.
Is
That's what I was gonna say. I did not expect this podcast to be mainly about anal rape.
Anal rape with my
So
mom.
far-
10 minutes.
dude, like it felt like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
as
yeah.
it's happening, I'm just like I was like sweating. I'm like looking over at my mom, and I knew the parts were coming.
Oh, that's even
So like,
worse.
and like I didn't want to like tell my mom like, listen, like
This is gonna get bad.
this is fucked, and it's like really graphic, and you know what I mean.
Ugh.
And then it's done, and I remember like it being over with, and my mom just being like. like straight up just eyes wide open and my mom's pretty vulgar. She's not like
Yeah, like real straight laced.
yeah,
Yeah.
But I mean like stuff I've literally seen her like smash a bottle and like try to stab a woman with it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean
yes.
before.
Yeah.
So like I I kind of thought my mom could handle it, and then it was done. I remember my mom being like, I think she just loves Daniel Craig.
Okay.
So,
Probably
like,
has something to do with it too.
I think that's it. So like when the movie was over, we were like driving home, and I remember her, like it was really quiet. We were like driving home, and she was like, "Those rape scenes," and I was like,
What do you think?
"I fucking told you." Like,
Yeah.
well,
Whoops.
that's my water bottle. I was like, "I fucking told you." Like going into this, like it's gonna be fucking rough. Like let's go see something else. You know? A comedy.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, she just wasn't.
What? This was years ago. I just remember overhearing Keith talk about. I think it was a French movie, and like the opening scene. It's pretty much like they give away the finish in the opening scene of the movie. Like it's like a revenge movie. Like this dude's. I think the dude's girlfriend gets raped, and he goes after the guy, and he finds him in like a nightclub, and just takes a fire extinguisher off the wall and just beats the dude's face in. But like the way they don't like cut it or anything, I saw it on YouTube. I can't remember the name of the movie.
Like,
I thought maybe you'd know.
Okay.
It's intense. It's like the opening scene of the movie.
I have this weird thing, like because I've always loved movies, and I'm older. Like you guys probably never had to like deal with like, hey man, can I borrow your terabyte so I can take some movies? That was like an actual
I don't
thing.
even know what a terabyte is.
Exactly. Before the internet, it was like you would fill a terabyte like hard drive with movies,
Yeah.
and then like you would take them and you would put them on your laptop. So on tour, it was like awesome because Netflix didn't exist or anything like that, and like we had
So
a bunch
just
of
share
friends.
terabytes?
Yeah, we had a bunch of friends that would like go into Blockbuster. They had a way where they could like take a razor in there, razor open the side of the thing, steal the DVDs, and they would just steal the DVDs, go home.
How about them apples?
Oh yeah, you guys are like know nothing about me. Basically, you're gonna learn a lot. There's a lot of like crime in my past, and a lot of weird friends that do a lot of like illegal weird shit. So they used to steal DVDs, and then they would like what was it? Basically,
rip 'em or
like they would
something?
rip them, and then they put them on this terabyte, and then these terabytes would like I remember buying a terabyte, sending it to one of my friends in California, and then it would be full. And that's like
Like how many movies they fit
how
on
many
there?
gigs is on a terabyte?
1,000, right?
1,000 gigs. So like you could put like 300 movies,
Oh, okay.
400
I
movies.
thought it was
on
like
it.
6 or something.
No.
You were the guys who, in the beginning of the pirating, like,
Yes.
do not pirate them.
Yeah,
Not
That's
me
who-
personally.
that's who it was about.
But I would.
that's why that FBI warning
I knew
comes
friends where I could get those movies.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? And that was like a thing, and like there would always be a section with porn on it, and like when you look at that section, that's when you realize you really don't know your friends, because then you know what they're jerking off to.
Oh.
So like when
real
Danny's like, oh boy, well no, because like you go on that and you're like, oh yeah, I put some porn on there for you, and then you're like, you look, and
Yeah,
you're just
that's
like,
weird. I'm
it's
already
all-
weirded out.
it's all Asian girls.
You thought
And
I
you're
would like
okay,
this?
My
Yeah.
friend is like super into like Asian girls, like you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Daniel Garcia.
And then me too. So then,
Cool, that.
Asians.
I remember Stern
Hit me
talking
up.
about that before, like talking about guys like, oh, what kind of porn do you like? Like, it's just like a normal thing.
and that was like the thing. It's like terabytes. You would like kind of see what people's interests were by the movie that were like on their thing.
Yeah.
And I remember, this isn't porn related, but I remember one time like Keith being like, "Oh yeah, I got some movies on a hard drive," and I like looked and I was like, "Oh boy," like it was like Cannibal Holocaust.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Real
Like, stuff
dark
like
stuff.
that,
Yeah, the
and, like-
French movie I'm talking about.
Yeah. And
Real
like that
dark
was
stuff.
it. Irreversible was the first time I ever saw Irreversible. That movie
Yeah.
with like that. Like Keith was like, "Oh, this movie Irreversible is awesome," and I was just like,
There's a
"There's
10-minute rape
fucking
scene."
gnarly scene in that
Yeah, why
that
don't you
looks
tell-
real. It's 10 minutes and it's one shot. So
Yeah,
how do you
why don't
fake
tell me
that?
about that, man?
I could never watch a movie like that. Like my experience in movies is so limited. I just saw Saw for the first time the other day.
And it blew
Did
your
it
mind.
change your
It
life?
blew my mind. I was texting them about it, and like the scene where someone like picked up a girl and threw her into a pit of needles.
Yes.
Oh, that's the
Like,
second one.
I couldn't feel my fingers after that.
Yeah. I get real uncomfortable with like bones breaking,
Really?
and I have a fingernail OCD. So anything with like fingernails like gets me. There's a
Stuff's like cringing around.
I cringe on anything.
There's a scene in did you ever see what's the fuck, why can't I think right now? It's an amazing movie where all the chicks go into the cave.
Oh, The Descent.
The Descent.
Yeah.
There's a scene
Is there a
where the-
fingernail scene?
Oh dude, where the girl's like she gets pulled from behind and she puts her fucking hands on her fucking
Fingernails all rip
Dude,
off, right?
I took my shirt off. In the theater, I like took my shirt off and I was like, oh, like sweating. Like just, I take my shirt off a lot during movies, by the way.
Danny, are you just like not a movie guy at all, or are you just like been experienced? Like,
can I answer
like,
this?
Like I like Forrest Gump.
You
like
probably know.
He just said he went to a Christian school.
yeah.
So like your like eyes are being open, like especially getting into wrestling.
Yeah, in wrestling, like,
Holy
I'm seeing
shit.
a lot of things I've never seen before.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I played, like, sports my whole life, and, I went to, like,
So, yeah, you got opened up. Some
I kind of got
there.
opened up a little bit.
Yeah, locker room
and,
talk.
And then wrestling was just, like,
Oh yeah,
like,
You met Frankie TM.
yeah.
Like saw Frankie TM for the first time.
yeah, Frankie the Mobster. We pretty much bring him up on every episode now.
He's amazing.
And, like, even guys like Mikey, who just, like, lived, like, these, like,
Yeah.
seemingly crazy
Extravagant
lives.
lifestyles. Yeah.
I mean, literally on my leg, I have a Mikey every night, like thing, and it's just, I remember him saying early on, where he's just like, make the town, do the job, fuck the rats, and and I was just like, that is one of the most memorable fucking mottos, and I put it on my leg.
I gotta get that tattooed on
Yeah.
my body.
Yeah, go for it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so, like, I just don't like movies that much, I feel like. I
Yeah.
like comedy movies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I like the Rocky movies.
Yeah.
But, like,
That's great.
I like that.
That's so, like, that's
Besides
my
that-
favorite thing about Danny is that he just loves rap music. Like,
yeah,
it's like the
I do
best.
love rap music.
Yeah,
Good.
straight up.
But, like, besides
Shaq.
Big Shaq, yeah. But besides that, like, movie-wise, like, I've never seen... They were tearing me apart at the ESW locker room for this. I've never
'Cause
seen
you-
Forrest Gump. I never
Yeah.
seen
Want to know something
Terminator.
though? Here's the thing, right? Can you really take, like, I'm nerdy about wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm nerdy about music. I'm nerdy about movies. Can you really honestly take getting razzed by nerds serious? Though? Like when
No.
dudes are like, "Oh man, you never saw this? You never played that video game?"
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
are you kidding me? No,
Right?
man.
Yeah, that's not.
Sorry, dude. I was like doing things.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I was out doing like real things. When dudes hit me up about video games and like when I say like I'm not a video game guy, they're like, "Wait, what?" And it's like, well, first I'm 40.
Yeah.
Like a video game, like a cool video game to me was like a Sega Genesis game. Like it blew my fucking mind
Yeah.
that you could see Andre Reed's face on like the profile.
Exactly.
On like the one Madden game. And it didn't even look like him. It was just like your typical just like 8-bit black guy with a mustache. It was like, it's fucking Andre Reed.
Yeah.
Are you seeing this?
The,
It
be-
like blew my mind.
the best is Adam Sandler and Funny People. You seen that before?
Yeah, of
Where he's
course.
like the comedian, and he somebody's like asking him about like MySpace or something, and he goes, "I don't have time for that shit, man. I fuck girls."
I think I've heard that
It's
before.
the best, dude.
But that was like when I was a kid. I was like I never was a video game person, but I can tell you how fast I would run home to watch WCCW because
Yeah.
wrestling because that's what was on ESPN2 at 4:00 every day. So like whatever extracurricular thing I did, if it was like football or track or whatever, it immediately was just me darting home so I could see like Kevin Von Erich wrestle fucking Iceman King Parsons.
I feel like everyone's like, oh, nerd, but like everyone's like nerdy about like different things. Everyone has something that they're like nerdy
Yeah,
about.
it's just a fun way to put it.
Yeah.
The both of you guys are like super. We had a good convo about stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Both of you guys are super into stand-up.
I'm super into stand up. I haven't been recently, but
Sorry, we have like me and Andy have our mic, and you guys have to pass yours. So when
Yeah.
Danny keeps putting it in front of your mouth, it's throwing me off.
Probably like really quiet, then I was like really loud.
yeah.
It just looks funny. What were you saying?
Oh no, I don't know. I'm just really into stand up. I don't know. There's a lot.
But that's like a thing, like to go into my segment of "It's a Great Time to Be Alive." I feel like when we were younger, like being into stand up wasn't really like a thing.
No.
But now, like with like podcasts
Yeah.
and like all this content and Netflix and stuff, it's like dudes follow stand up comedy just like they do bands
I think
and wrestling and all that shit now.
You said it on one of the other podcasts where, like, when we were kids, if you like heard about a sick match,
yeah.
you would have to like fucking find it. Like it wasn't like just type some names in. It was like
You probably weren't going to see it for
I
a
have
good
to go
couple
to
months.
I have to go to
tapes, right?
I
Yeah,
have to go
tape
to
trading.
RF Video and like get this one random ECW show because fucking Johnny Smith wrestled on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
And
was
then
like
you had to like order it and wait for it to come in the mail.
and then it like showed up, and then you watch it, and it was like sometimes it blew your fucking socks off, and you saw the best match ever, and then sometimes you'd be like, what the fuck were they talking about? Because you read about it in a magazine, and it was just like the writer was just putting over the organization, and like, but then because it was like kind of like a compilation thing, again, almost like on YouTube, where like if you're saying like, oh fuck, I heard about this like Ricochet match that happened, and you want to watch Ricochet versus said dude in fucking Dragon Gate, you watch the match, or like the highlights come up, and then under it it says like, oh, there's
also recommended.
Here's fucking Kenta Kobashi versus so and so, and then you're like, oh shit, I'll watch that, and then you like. So you'd get these like RF video matches. I remember like getting, I remember like for some reason I loved Mikey Whipwreck's name. And remember when Mikey Whipwreck and Cactus Jack were a tag team, in ECW, and it was when Cactus was doing a no violence.
Yeah,
his whole gimmick
it was like a heel gimmick, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got over by not doing anything hardcore.
Stuff.
It was awesome.
I remember.
And I remember like reading about it in magazines. And I was like, "This is gonna be great." And then like I'd watch the match and I'd be like, "Fuck," because I didn't understand psychology at the time.
Yeah, what he was trying to do.
I was like, "Fuck, man! Like, do the fucking elbow off the apron and fucking, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that."
But that's what he was trying to get at.
But then you're like, "Oh shit!" Like this dude Rey Mysterio wrestled fucking Eddie Guerrero. On it, and you're like, mind explodes because you saw something completely different.
I never saw it, but like when hearing the story of like when Brian Pillman debuted in ECW, like this was, I think this was like in between, he left WCW
perfect
and before he went to WWF, but like he told Heyman, like he just did like a promo, and like Heyman was like, oh, this is gonna be great, people are gonna go crazy, and he was like, Pillman was like, yeah, that's the easy thing, they're gonna cheer for me. He wanted to get everybody to boo him, and like Heyman was like, I don't know, man, they're gonna be pretty excited to see you, and like that's. Like, I saw clips of the promo, like, he keeps trying to pull his dick out, and he's like, I'm going to piss all over him, and they're like, what the fuck? It's, like, super chaotic.
Jericho just did that thing about, like, it was, like, 20 years to Pillman's death, and he just did, like, a life, like, a tribute to Pillman.
Really?
Dude, it's awesome.
When did it come out?
Probably, like, a month ago.
I gotta look that
Less
up.
than a month ago. It's fucking awesome. Like,
Dude.
And he just talks about, it was him and Meltzer, because apparently, like, Meltzer and Pillman were, like, really good friends.
Yeah.
And they were, like, Meltzer was like talking about like he was there like for all the fucking like when he fucking first went heel, like to do the Hollywood Blondes with Stone Cold or whatever, and like shit like that, like he would bounce ideas off Meltzer and stuff. It's so fucking cool.
That's great. Yeah. It's Jericho and Meltzer on Jericho's podcast.
Yeah. Again, I wanted to say that like I talked about it right before this podcast. Like Austin Aries is just on Jericho's podcast.
I gotta listen to that.
It's fucking awesome.
That's
and
great.
like. I'm not a fucking meat man. Like, I'm not like one of those dudes that's like, I fucking only eat steak.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
To each their own.
If you guys, like Blackwood is a fucking vegan, and it's like, dude, if it fits you,
yeah, cool, man.
That's awesome.
More power to you.
You know what I mean? That I'm never gonna try to like. If anything, if he comes to me for help, I will. I've done this before. Like, search the internet to find like the most protein-based, plant-based protein for him. You know what I mean? Like tried to just go and then like try to figure it out for him. But dude, fucking Austin Aries talks about some shit on there. And I actually was like, holy shit. Like
fuck you up.
He's not.
It makes you think about some stuff.
Well, it just like sometimes and it's like that with anything, like CrossFitting and like powerlifting, you see it where like it almost seems like they're veganism, when people talk about it, it almost seems like they're part of a cult.
Yeah.
And they're like talking about it, right?
Yeah.
Wow, this is a weird segment. Pillman into this.
This goes great with like something I was thinking about, because we were just in the car with Thurston, who's also a vegan, and he went on this thing that like really made me think like,
but
shit.
It's not, and I hope it wasn't him just trying to convert you guys into veganism, but like Austin Aries talks about like shit, like he talks about like carcinogens in fucking like processed meat and stuff like that, and he's like, there's just as much carcinogens in processed meat like salami and bologna and stuff like that.
Oh, it's garbage.
And fucking turkey, like like turkey breast, that like almost as much as that's in cigarettes. Ooh. Do you know what I mean? Like
Like-
shit like that. But no one, you don't see that. You don't see warning labels on
Like
it.
Jesse Goddard's, who's not even a vegan. He's a
Yeah.
bodybuilding guy, Mr. Spectacular from TNA and from Big Brother.
Literally looks like a fucking action figure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, he does training and stuff too, and helps people with diets. And like he was talking about something. He was like, yeah, like the shit they put in lunch meat
Yeah.
gives you cancer. Like
That's
it's a
fucking
proven,
crazy.
it's a proven fact. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not like a theory. Like yeah, if you eat enough of that stuff, it will give you cancer.
It's wild.
That's
like it's just
insane,
so
dude.
wild.
Have you ever read or seen the documentary Food Inc.?
Yeah,
Not
like
yet,
that's
no.
Laura. That was another one. Fuck, like Laura had. There's Food Inc. There's something over forks over knives, and another one just came out recently too.
What the health?
Yeah, I think that was it. And Laura had it on, and I just saw a scene. I like never be able to unsee it. Like a dude had like a I don't know, like a bulldozer, like a forklift thing. And he was literally trying to pick up a live cow.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
the thing was like
Sucks,
the
yeah.
thing was like terrified, and I'm like, oh man, I'm never gonna unsee that.
Yeah, yeah.
That just that fucked me up for life, straight up.
Yeah.
Like I could never watch an entire documentary of that stuff because factory farming is fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like that's my so like after and it's I mean I think Austin Aries is like one of the best pro wrestlers ever, and so obviously I think a little bit of it is me being biased because I think he's great.
Yeah.
So like it made me think, and then like for 2018 there's a bunch of things I want to do to change my life. Like I'm fucking 40, you know what I mean? Trying to be a pro wrestler,
some goal setting.
and headbanging for a living. You know what I mean? So my fucking body hurts. It hurts all the time, and I think I'm gonna try to change my workups. I'm not gonna do as much. I want to do powerlifting, and there's gonna be things I'm gonna do for powerlifting, but I also want to do like a shit ton of like. I want to do like yoga and stuff like for my mobility. And then also I was like, fuck, I'm cutting out all dairy. And
I
then
did that a long time ago, and it helped a lot.
Yeah.
Leading me out.
And I'm going to cut out all like processed meat.
What does cutting dairy help you with?
Well, it's supposed to like inflammation.
Yeah, big on
mainly.
inflammation. I just like
It's
for
not
me
supposed
like
to be good for your bones.
and just like,
It's like a lie.
aesthetic wise, you won't be so. It leaned me out a lot. You're not as puffy, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's just fucking cheese is so
I've
good.
heard that like after you turn like 18, you're not supposed to drink milk or like any dairy shit. Like it fucks with your body.
I heard that the milk is really. That's just like a farce. Like milk's not good for you at all.
Yeah, well, that was one of the things he talks about on it is that like when I was a kid, the whole big thing was like, oh, calcium. If you want calcium, you
Yeah,
gotta
strong
drink milk,
bones,
blah, blah, blah.
muscles.
And it's actually proven that it takes like bone density out away from
Really?
you to drink it. So once that got outed, they kind of pulled like the cigarette thing. Like when I was a kid, you could smoke in hospitals. You could smoke on a fucking plane.
Yeah.
And like it was just like, yeah, cigarettes don't fucking hurt. And then it
Yeah.
was like, no, it's proven this fucks
Yeah,
you up.
and you don't even have secondary smoke. It fucks you up even
Yeah,
worse.
and they were like, "Oh, okay, well, we'll just put warning labels on it." So then they put warning labels on a cigarette thing, and like what Austin Aries was talking about is it's like, why isn't there fucking warning labels on like
Food.
processed meat,
Yeah.
on milk? It's like, okay, you can drink this, and then so basically what milk the milk industry's thing was, well, okay, we'll change it from calcium to protein. You can get protein out of it, and it's like that amount of whey that's in a fucking milk is like 1%.
I was thinking,
Ask Kevin Bennett. He was drinking a gallon of it a day to gain weight.
Wow.
I was thinking about that.
He goes,
the other-
wow.
I was thinking about that
What?
the other day. How like there's like warnings on cigarettes, like you're not supposed to, but like you can go buy like a Big Mac, which is like probably
Yeah.
just as bad for you, but in like in a different way, it's probably
Yeah.
just as
And the
bad.
fact that like fast food is like cheaper than like healthy food. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They say over in the UK it's not like that.
really,
No.
It's the reverse. Yeah.
You know what sucks? It all tastes so fucking good.
yeah,
Yeah.
And that's the problem is that like, and I just had Mighty Taco like before, you know what I mean? And like I haven't had Mighty Taco in so long, and then when I eat it, I'm just like, I would eat
feel
this
like shit.
every fucking day
Yeah.
because it tastes so fucking good. And I mean, when I get it, I don't really get anything fucking. You ate my fucking Mighty Taco.
Sure did.
And Dick ate my Mighty Taco. Kayfabe. We're gonna break that. We did a podcast right before this.
And he just ate it.
And I got that, like, Kevin ordered a Super Mighty, and then as soon as he said it, I was like, oh, fuck, I need to taste that. And what I ordered was just, like, it literally was just chicken, no cheese, lettuce, tomato, guacamole, banana peppers.
Yeah.
So that's all I ate in a fucking wrap.
Tortilla.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A wheat tortilla, which is like not the best thing you could eat, but it's not the worst thing on that menu. You know? But then I was like, fuck, I need that fucking Super Mighty with that cheese and that fucking shitty greasy meat.
Yeah, that's
That shitty greasy meat
that
comes
mystery
out
meat.
exactly the same way.
yeah.
The meat is the same every time.
When I was like I was think when I was
so
a kid, like I loved McDonald's hamburgers when I was a kid, and then my mom would make a hamburger, and I'm like, it doesn't taste the same. Like I thought it tasted kind of gross. Like I almost thought like McDonald's almost kind of tasted like candy to me.
Yeah.
Like
Are
compared
you
to
ready
like
for
real
this?
food.
I think we've talked. You and I
Yeah.
have me and Bennett have a similar love for pho. So like pho. They,
Oh, it's the same thing. My bad.
yeah, pho. It's got the little gimmick on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So the only two things I crave on earth are pho
You're a big pho guy.
and McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Like literally, like
You still
I
eat
s-
them? Like I
No,
don't.
I mean,
okay.
okay, I don't eat them regularly,
Yeah.
but like if I'm in the UK and it's fucking 2
Yeah.
in the morning,
There's no American
Shouldn't
weird food
McDonald's
everywhere.
open?
Yeah.
I'm fucking eating.
Yeah. Like
cheeseburger.
a lot of guys do the same thing in Japan. It's the closest thing you can get to like American food.
I rewatched Super Size Me the other day.
I never saw it.
It's really good. And
Yeah.
like by the end,
It's. I mean, I've heard everything about it. It's fucking nuts.
it's crazy. By like the end, he's like I'm really sad when I'm not eating McDonald's, but like
Yeah.
when he eats it, he's all energized and makes
Yeah.
him happy.
I'm-
When he's not eating, he's just depressed.
Are you ready for this?
What?
So I watched Super
Prepare
Size.
yourself, guys.
I watched Super Size Me. And you know the fucking scene when they show how like a McNugget is made? It's that
Yes.
big lump of pink thing.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
Legit got so hungry for chicken nuggets.
Really?
And went and got chicken
Oh
nuggets.
man.
Like it didn't detract
Didn't
me
faze you at all.
But I've also said this too, man. There's like, I think that every human being has a little bit of Asperger's. So there's like something in your body that will get you in that form where you're like you're just so straight and narrow on something, and like you're super focused on this one thing, and it might not be even anything that's relevant. It could be like, I know that sometimes when I'm sitting at a table and like things are in front of me, they have to be like they have to like match the lines on the table.
Okay.
It's real weird.
Nice.
You'll notice that now. You will notice that about me if you eat with me. Like things are real weird. The other thing is certain pastel colors make me want to eat them, and it doesn't matter what it is. When you guys were kids not that long ago. So during when The Count on Sesame Street,
Yep.
if you watch that, they would always use these pastel blocks. And they were like this weird, the pink was kind of like bubblegum flavored. There was like a weird minty green. There was like a weird yellow, like an Easter yellow, like Easter egg yellow. And then like this weird powder blue. I used to want to eat them when I was a kid.
Oh, like the actual block?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would be like 5, 6 years old watching Sesame Street. And I'd be like, why can't I eat those?
Want to eat those blocks, man?
And now there's like all that mochi stuff. You can get that like, it's like, I don't know if I'm saying it right. It's like a Japanese.
Like those little burger-looking things.
Yeah. Well, those are you're thinking of macaroons,
Oh.
right? Macaroons are like they look like little burgers,
Yeah.
but they're pastel. So I do want to eat those. Mochis,
The beads?
they're not little beads.
They look
These are like made out of like rice,
Oh, no.
and in the middle there's like a little chocolate, and they put a little powder on it.
What?
But they're pastel colors, and every time I see them, I'm like, fuck, I want to eat
It's
all
like
of
eting
them.
those blocks.
I never eat them, but that's what I think of. I think of those blocks.
Yeah. That's like to rewind what we were saying before about, like you were saying, like cigarette smoke back in the day, and like putting warning labels on food and milk and stuff like that. My prediction is like in 10, 20 years or something like that, like something is gonna come out about all these energy drinks and shit we're doing.
Oh, for
right now.
sure.
Fuck yeah, bangers.
Yeah,
For sure.
I don't want to talk shit about Bang. There's two things. You guys know my love Sheets. How much I love Sheets. Yesterday, I had a Sheets burrito, and I cracked my tooth on something. I cracked the
my
tooth in the
gosh.
back.
What was in there?
I still love them though. I
Still
will
gonna
never. You crack a tooth on some. It was probably just like an uncooked piece of rice or something.
I had something like that happen the last time I was at Sheets. I got a like a cheeseburger burrito or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And something in that did that to me, but not like on the back tooth. And
Yeah,
I had to
that's
sit my,
this one back tooth.
yeah.
Well,
That
but
sucks.
does it detract you?
No, not at all.
Yeah, you fuck. I would eat it again.
100%.
I love sheets.
I'm in, man.
Fuck, break all my teeth.
The red beet hard boiled eggs there, like
Oh, dude,
they probably
we-
sell those at other places.
You
but,
and
like,
I-
Sheets.
Yeah, what's
I
up
think
with
that
those?
was our
we have the-
first. I think you and I. That was our first ever bonded.
Because like
Was it? It's like
you
their-
got the cheese bites there too.
Yeah.
The Wisconsin
with,
cheese
with
bites.
the boom boom sauce.
Dude, I love
Boom,
them.
boom boom sauce.
Yeah.
50-cent hot dogs with boom boom sauce on them.
Yes.
Extra boom boom
Hey,
sauce.
those. Do you remember my? I don't think you remember my story. So when I was a kid, I've bowled since I was 6. I've bowled since 6. Last time I checked, I carried around a 212 average,
Okay,
which isn't that bad.
that's not bad at all. Mine's like 27.
Yeah, you could. I'll show you. One of these days we'll go bowling. We'll
We
go.
went bowling the other night and it was trash.
It was so bad. Like
Oh, I saw the video.
It was like
Oh, you did?
115 was our high score.
I was dressed as Patrick Star bowling in this
I live
alley.
vicariously through you guys.
Yeah.
Your youth
Mm-hmm.
makes me feel young. So yeah, and when I was a kid, there was a bowling lane by my house called Grawick Lanes, and there was this old woman. I remember her smoking. I remember her like smoking in the place, and every single day, she would call me in, like, cause that's where I bowled, and I bowled on a traveling league. I would walk in there, and she would give me 2 of those. She would give me 2, of those eggs, like the
Eggs?
yeah,
It's like a hard boiled egg.
pickled
and, like,
eggs?
the pickled eggs, with
Ugh.
beet juice.
I've never had a pickled egg. Is that what
Dude,
those red beet
it's
eggs are?
fucking amazing. Don't listen to him.
Is it the same thing as like pickled
Those,
eggs
like,
just
purple
sound
ones.
gross? What are they like? What is it like? Pickle
Isn't it like
juice?
in a jar?
Yeah.
Like,
Have you ever had a Kool-Aid pickle?
No, but I would eat the shit out of it. I love.
Kool-Aid
What-
pickle?
is it like soaked in Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
A pickle soaked in Kool-Aid.
I've never had one, but I saw it on the internet. I saw it on like BuzzFeed or something. People like just soak pickles in Kool-Aid.
Oh,
Sounds weird, man.
I
Should
love
try
it. Wait,
That's weird, but
pickles.
I'm going to try it.
Pickles.
Okay, no, but I would. I love pickles, so I would eat that too.
Or Kool-Aid.
But
and
yo,
pickles
you
next
gotta
time.
have. You have to get one of these eggs, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
We gotta find them.
The pickled eggs?
Yeah,
Can you go into like a
like a purple pickled egg.
hole in the wall bar? Is that the phrase?
For sure.
Yeah.
And like
Dude, they used to have-
jars of pickled eggs.
Yeah, that's like
Legit-
in the movies. That's like a
Yeah.
big joke all the time.
Legit
They've been there for
straight-
10 years.
I
And
don't
shit.
remember the fucking movie. There was a comedy movie.
Undercover Brother? Was that what it is? No,
Wait,
it's something.
Keep going.
I love where your head's at, Puff. But
It's something like he's like they have to. Oh no, it's
The ladies,
Ladies' man.
Ladies man. Yeah.
It's not what I'm
it's
talking
not.
about.
Oh,
but
it's like that's,
Damn it.
You know what I'm
You
talking
are-
about? with
yeah,
Ladies'
I was.
Man,
Yeah.
You're going
They,
hard.
they're contest how many they can eat.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a manly thing.
it's. But I mean, the original is Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah.
So in Cool Hand Luke, the gimmick was what 100 eggs,
I don't know. I don't remember.
like 100 eggs in like less than an hour.
I just remember the scene with the chick washing
and
the
he
car.
actually fucking does it. Like
Like straight up
like
real.
yeah, Paul Newman like does it.
Ate 100 eggs.
Something like that.
100 pickled eggs?
No, 100 eggs.
Oh, fuck.
Under 100 hard-boiled eggs. Like
Fuck.
he does. And it was like the whole gimmick is like in Cool Hand Luke, if you ever saw the movie. One of the most inspirational movies. You guys want to talk about giving up. If you guys ever feel like you're going to give up, watch Cool Hand Luke, and it'll like inspire you to just live harder. For real. straight
Live
up.
hard.
Yeah, but there was like a gimmick where like he had to eat like 100 hard-boiled eggs. What I was getting at is there's a movie where like a dude carries some like a sausage in a jar, and it's like shit. Like it's supposed to be shit or whatever. But same gimmick, you would walk into like a hole in the wall bar, and then behind the bar there would be the pickled eggs, and then right next to it was like pickled sausage, and it just looked like turds in a jar.
It was a comedy movie?
Well,
This-
what
oh,
I'm talking about
I
is
remember-
a comedy, just in a jar.
Yeah,
When I was a
I
kid,
remember
would
that
eat
in a
pickled
comedy movie,
sausage
too.
and a fucking pickled egg. It's probably why I'm a hoss. Yeah, I did it. I probably
All
had
those
some
pickled
fucking
eggs.
crazy fucking genetics.
Did you know Danny has like a caffeine problem?
No, let's talk about this.
When we first tried to buy Bang energy drinks,
Danny,
we were
Danny
like, yeah,
put
we're
the-
both gonna get
Danny
one.
put the X
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
We go in there and the guy was like, "You don't want those. They're 300 milligrams of caffeine." And Dan's like, "I don't want my heart to explode."
So basically, I was getting my physical for lacrosse one year, and they were like taking my heart rate, and it was like, this was when I was running like 4 miles a day though.
Yeah.
So it could have just been that like, I'm really athletic. Don't want to brag.
Hey,
but-
man.
it
More
could-
power to you.
It could.
I have a similar story.
It
Go
could have
ahead.
just been that, but like they were like, yeah, your heart rate's like really low. You probably shouldn't drink caffeine at all.
Yeah.
So then, like, I went, like, maybe, like, a year without drinking caffeine. And, like, I have it, like, here and there. But then, like, Puff's like, yo, we got to get these drinks called Bang Energy. And I'm like, all right.
You need a Bang energy drink at
I'm like,
18,
all right,
19 years old.
Let's do it. So then we get there, and the guy's like you said, like, he's, like, freaking out. He's like, no, you don't want to do this.
Yeah.
He's like,
That's great.
These are going to make you, like, go off the wall.
Yeah.
So, like, I bought it, and I, like, had it for, like, a little while.
When I bought one then and didn't drink it for like 2 weeks because I was afraid.
So scared?
I was very afraid of it.
He might have been talking about Redline. Redline it's made by the same company, but Redline is like
Intense.
it's like a concentrated version of like
But even like
of
red
an
lights,
energy
you're not
drink.
even
They tell you to drink half of it.
they're super small and you only drink half.
Yeah, I drink them full.
I think they I used to do the same thing. I think they used to be more potent than they are now too, but they're intense.
I used to do a thing when
Did you drink the whole Bang energy drink?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was really scared of it. And then, like, I had a wrestling show. And I did it, and then I left the show early, right after my match, to go to a Travis Scott and 2 Chainz concert.
Perfect.
So I was like,
I like that.
if I'm ever going to grip a banger, this is the time to do it.
Yeah, I got a big day ahead of
So
me.
then, like, I drive there alone, like, I'm running really late, right after my match.
Yeah.
I park, paid, like, $10 for parking. I'm like, the banger's right next to me. I'm thinking about it, like, should I do it? Do I want to risk it?
What if I ruin my...
I crack it open, I chug it, I run straight to the concert, my heart's beating out of my chest. I'm throwing, like, I'm dancing, like, I fight my way to the front.
Live music, yeah.
I'm throwing, like, pump kicks and high knees at everyone, like, in, like, the middle
Very
of, like,
cool.
the little mosh pit.
Super cool.
Yeah, they're life-changing.
Yeah, they are.
I never drank them one since, and I really don't plan on it.
What's your
'cause that's-
favorite?
like,
What's your
that's a-
favorite flavor?
Ooh, you know what? Okay. I really like Star Blast, the red, white, and blue
Yeah,
one.
it's nice.
That's
But you just handed me this goddamn black cherry vanilla, and
Yeah.
it changed my views.
It's
It was
nice.
have you had
Dude, wheat
peach
good.
mango yet?
Wheat. And
I had
toast?
peach mango, but I had it at room temperature.
Okay.
It's still
So,
pretty
hey,
good.
how about cotton candy?
I wasn't that big of a fan. It was okay.
Yeah.
I like
Cotton
sweet
can-
stuff, but it was a little too
Yeah,
sweet.
cotton candy and champagne are kind of like
yeah,
the two weird
yeah.
flavors.
Champagne I didn't like.
There's a new pina colada coming.
Pina colada.
What the
I'm
fuck?
Yeah,
I'm
it
fucking
hasn't-
pumped.
They haven't dropped yet.
I was what is it? I follow the CEO of VPX
Yeah.
on Instagram, and he was the first one to drop like we got a new flavor out, and just like showed like the white logo for this pina colada
Yeah.
one, and I was like, yo, if that's pina colada, I'll lose my mind.
And
And
that
then he's
was-
like, here's a competition. So comment, tag 3 friends, and we can send you a thing. So I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Dan, Kevin, Body. I tagged everybody.
yeah.
I was like, give me this bang, this
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
pina colada, and he liked my comment.
Hell yeah.
But I want him to. Send
I'm
me
trying to
some
get an
goddamn pina
endorsement.
colada.
Like I have like our management like working.
Really?
on it. Yeah.
I mean, we drink them and talk about them every
Oh,
episode.
We need to get one of the gyms, either Grapplers or WTF, sponsored by Bang. So
Yeah.
we just get free Bang.
Yeah.
Puff's idea is he wants to flip the banger logo upside
Oh,
down to
yeah,
put it as
yeah.
a P.
Oh
And
yeah.
then just
Yeah,
give
for
you a-
Puff. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Upside down Banger
great
logo.
idea.
I think I made it on my phone. Here, you hold this. Keep talking. I'm gonna look at it.
Can't see something.
Well, that's
on the
like
podcast.
now to be like total like buzzkill guy was like what I was saying
Oh,
earlier.
mine's even more of a buzzkill. You
Well,
guys are
like,
gonna feel sorry for me.
When I was like, I mean, you know, when we were like 18, 19, 20 years old, like I didn't even drink coffee. Like,
Yeah.
That's why it's like I feel like it's so weird for like a 16-year-old to like drink a Red Bull. Like, it's
Yeah.
like fuck, man. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I don't know.
There was
it's
long
heavy.
drives. So now I'm kind of like a savvy vet to long drives. I can do long drives.
I'm sorry. This picture. Can I
That's
can I
great.
say something? I'm so sorry for interrupting. I'm just trying to rip Dan a little bit by showing this
Sorry, all
picture.
polite.
But this is one of my favorite pictures. I found it. Micah posted it in like,
Yeah.
a comment, and
Yeah.
it popped up on my Facebook feed. And I don't know why I find it so funny, but like, if I'm texting Dan and he says something, and I don't have a response,
Yeah.
I just send this picture.
It's like a
Yeah.
meme.
Great. It's just Jesse making like a fucking
Yeah.
face.
It's like,
a shock face.
I don't know. I love stuff like that.
So I used to do, you know, the fucking huge monsters, like the ones that go.
Yeah, like the oil cans.
No.
Here we go. You're gonna feel even worse after this. If I knew I had a long drive coming up, I used to take one of those, bust them, take a sip out of it, take a 5-hour energy drink, and drop it
I
in
wouldn't
it,
talk about
and
that.
then chug it. And it used to be, we used to call it an A-bomb.
Oh,
A-bomb?
Yeah,
I've seen Will. That's Puff. That's actually pretty good. Yeah,
It's like a
Yeah.
pocket tea or something like that.
yeah. It's the B from the Bang Energy logo upside down. P for Puff.
yeah.
Yeah, I seen Will Carizian or Mastiff from Buffalo. like crack like a rock star, and same thing, take a sip and then put a scoop of pre-work-out in the rock
yeah.
star.
I don't get it.
It's bad. It's
May-
terrible.
maybe
I'm
it's just
trying
'cause
not to
I'm
murder
young.
people. I'm trying not to kill my bandmates. You know what I mean? So like, when you're driving, you're responsible for 7 other people.
Yeah.
So you have to stay awake.
Yeah.
And like people have to rest. So like you're basically taking the responsibility of like not killing them.
Yeah, that's true.
So like staying awake is one thing, but then like the next day you're legit a zombie. Like when you drink an A-bomb.
Yeah, like I think the one podcast we did here, like I had like a pre-workout hangover.
Yeah.
I did it.
I've been
overdid it the
going
day
through
before.
something lately, and who's this is gonna sound bad. Who's face painted brother from PWR?
Colby.
Crimson.
No.
Crimson. Yeah.
So when me and Jesse won the World Tag Team Championships, World Champions. He's.
We got I got
I'll
it.
be on
Guys.
tour. But anyways, I had a conversation with him that day, and he asked me, he goes, "Oh, how old are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be 40 this year." And he's like, "Oh, I'm 45." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And he goes, "I remember the day I actually turned 40, though." Like, and he said it was like probably like 2 weeks out from being 40. His body just said like, "Nah," like it's just I feel heavy.
Yeah.
Like getting up and stuff like that, dude. This week has been a struggle.
Oh no.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm like one of those people that like Kevin's falling asleep over there, but you're banged
Two
up.
bangers deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm one of those people that like if I need to be up at 9 o'clock, my alarm goes off and I'm just boom, I'm up and I'm going.
I wish I
Really?
could do that.
Yeah,
I
wish
don't
I could
I
too.
don't sit around. Like it just has never been in me to like sit around. Like on tour, it's like I always wake up an hour before we have to be in the van, just so I can like do something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Sometimes I have to get a workout in, so I'll get up 2 hours before. So sometimes it's like 6 in the morning, and it's like boom, the alarm goes off. Boom, I'm up and I'm gone and I'm ready to go. This week, I just sit in bed.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
Really?
Yeah, and it's the fucking weirdest thing. It's like foggy, man. Like last night, dude, just to go to the gym. I like went home. I had like some stuff to do, and then I got home, and I was just like,
Do you think it's like
I
a
have to go
mental
to the
thing?
gym.
Like in your subconscious that you're turning 40?
maybe.
Well, I mean, I feel like now that Crimson told you that, you're gonna have that in the back of your head.
Yeah,
But I do
maybe.
think what you are going through is real.
Yeah.
I mean, I even think about that with like, you know, the guys in the WWE like Kane and like Shawn Michaels when he was still around. Like, you know, that heavy travel schedule, like at a certain age.
I mean,
like-
I'm definitely my schedule is very heavy.
Yeah, you have a heavy.
Travel
You're getting ready to go to the UK for what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
And yeah, like, you know, and then like we were just talking about, and then you're gonna come home and try and do a wrestling show 2 days later. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot, man.
And not just any.
What?
I get to punch you in the face.
Oh, is this the fatal 4-way?
Yeah.
That's gonna
yeah.
be crazy.
Yeah. And then I gotta go against a dude who thinks he's a guy from fucking Street Fighter,
Power lifter, yeah.
and then Evil Uno, who is like, I don't even know how to explain him.
Human video game.
That's it. They're
Yeah.
like these two dudes are like
They move fast.
calling the match. I'm gonna be blown up.
That's gonna be a crazy.
While they
match.
speak French, yeah.
Yeah, and it's you know, and I'm like really excited about it, but at the same time, it's like Stu just wrestled at fucking Smash It. He wrestled Eddie Edwards and
Oh, yeah.
and Brent Banks.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was a section of that match where Stu was just fucking them up for like 2 minutes straight. Like, and he's just going, and I'm just like, cool. I'm gonna be that guy that's gonna have to get fucked up for 2 minutes straight by Stu.
While you're jet lagged from the UK.
Yeah.
Stu seems like he's like really strong. Is
Yeah,
he?
yeah. Yeah, brother can
In
go.
my head, I have all these things too, where like he likes to do a backbreaker.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, I'm gonna fucking take a backbreaker and then just no sell it, stand up, backbreak him, and then he stands up, no sells it, and then backbreaks me, and then I no sell it. We just fucking stare at each other and just keep breaking each other's backs.
Yeah. At the charity
The reality
show, yeah.
is, it's gonna be me like I'll throw like a lariat that entire match. Like that's it, and me and Jesse will fight on the outside.
The best one ever was when you and Kevin Blackwood, for weeks, were talking about your tag match.
Oh my god,
And they were working
dude! This is going
Halal
back to
Beefcake, yeah, and it's like a small B town show for Smash.
literally 8 minutes.
Yeah, 8-minute match. The ring, like it's a tag match, so you got 4 people in there. The ring's not that big, and then like, and it was in a bar. Like maybe, if 100 people are in there, it's gonna be fucking crammed.
Yeah.
And like, I remember you finally like I heard you guys off in the corner, and you were like, yeah, like maybe we don't have to do all that stuff that we talked about.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, guys, this isn't fucking WrestleMania 9. Like, take it easy.
To me, it is.
And then, like,
Call them out.
Yeah, guys. Sarnia basically should be LA.
Pepper just young boyed in.
Yeah. But I get young boy all the time.
The best was like they tried doing this like super sweet like double team move, and like the crowd's buying the easiest stuff in the world. Somebody threw like a couple body slams, and it was like, oh yeah, and like it was supposed to be like Blackwood shot the guy in. Andy was supposed to like jump up and give him his big sweet like Drew McIntyre like boot, but it's a small ring. There's no room. So
Joe Coleman took a step, I took a step, and we were in the middle.
Nose to nose. So it literally looked like Andy jumped up in the air and just like sat on his ass.
Yeah.
I was like, Andy, you could have literally just clotheslined him, and the crowd would have lost their minds. Like,
listen, right? I want every one of my matches to be fucking Kobashi versus Masao.
Of course.
Every one of them. I want to like legit almost get my neck broken.
Yeah, I'm borrowing
be
time.
Like, this could be my last match.
I was just talking to somebody about that the other day. They were like, oh, well, like, this is just like a Jamestown show. Like, why do you got to do so much? And I was like, when Leo Rush was at MFW, do you think he wanted to put on the best match possible?
Yeah.
Or do you think that he wanted to just, like, call it and be like, oh, they, like, headlock takeovers?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, Leo Rush tried to put on the best match, and now he signed making controversial tweets.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be doing.
I want to be a controversial tweet guy.
That's what I want to
In
be doing.
NXT.
Don't do that.
Yeah, take that step at a time.
Let's talk about wrestling a little bit.
Okay.
I feel like we should probably talk about wrestling. Cause
I was gonna save this till the end, but like I'll say it now. Like if you follow me on Instagram, social media and stuff, like lately, I've been posting a lot of pictures with these guys. Puff, Danny Garcia, Kevin Bennett, Anthony Nicometti. They're all like local Buffalo wrestlers, and the biggest like credit I can give them. Hang on one second.
that was my cell phone that fell.
And he dropped his cell phone. I never really had interest in opening my own school or training guys, any of that stuff. And there is there's a good school in Buffalo now called Grapplers Anonymous. And I basically did a seminar there, and I started coming around more and more often. And it's literally because of these guys why I'm taking an interest in helping these guys now and training people, because it's like we have an amazing crew. And I keep telling like ESW and local promotions, like even Smash is recognizing it now. Like we have a really good thing going here in Buffalo now, like a really good young crew of guys, which hasn't been in this area in a really long time. So it's like it's just really cool. And like now we've been going to the gym and doing workouts together, and we're posting pictures, and it's good shit, man. So yeah,
special.
How
It really is.
Danny, how long you been training for now?
I've been training since February of
So
not even a year, maybe
That's
like 8 months,
insane.
9 months.
That blows my mind.
fucking insane. Because along with like you and Kevin Blackwood, there's basically to me there's you, Kevin Blackwood, and my buddy from Las Vegas, Sean Singer, that I went to wrestling school with. You are the 3 people that I've seen catch on to wrestling the fastest. Because I was a lifelong wrestling fan, and it took me forever to, like, when I started training, because I wasn't very athletic, and it took me forever to catch on to shit. So when you guys just catch on to shit so fast, it's like, fuck, man. Like, what the, like, to me, it was so confusing to me. It was so confusing. Yeah. So like, when you guys catch on to shit, man, it's just fucking awesome.
That means a lot.
It's under a year you've been training and shit now?
Yeah.
And then, do you know how many matches you've had? I'm terrible with that, so I hate asking that question.
I think I just had my 20 or 21st match.
Okay. How long in were you when you had your first match?
Like 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wasn't ready at all. I went to a show with Mikey.
Yeah.
And Mikey was like, I need somebody to wrestle. It's either you or this untrained guy who has 0 training.
Yeah. And
then I was like, yeah, I'm down. I'll do it.
That's
and,
great.
I really just did like arm drags and stuff.
Yeah, that's not bad,
It was pretty
though.
short, but
like if you ever listen to Bobby Roode's story, he was like the same way.
Really?
Like he trained for like a couple weeks, and then they just started putting him on shows.
yeah, that's what it was kind of like. And then they invited me back for the next show.
That's great.
And then I just
because you did some refereeing too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because I refereed for a while before I had my first match, and like that helped a lot.
Yeah,
like
for
just
sure.
getting out in front of people and stuff. And then because Puff, how long you been training for?
I've been training at Grappler since like May.
Yeah,
May
but then you were training before that too.
I trained for a couple months. I thought.
Oh, that was it?
I felt like it was longer, but it wasn't.
Just a couple months.
At Riverworks, yeah.
So how long has it been? A year yet?
Yeah, I think I started there a year ago in June, but like,
Yeah.
I was off and on because like I hurt my knee really bad,
Mm-hmm.
so I wasn't there for a while. Or I was just standing around the ring and watching.
Yeah.
So.
And then you've dropped weight since
Yeah.
you've started, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much weight?
No, I never got to start weight. I need
Okay.
to get.
I mean, it's not that big a
yeah.
deal.
But
But
people keep telling me I look smaller.
A lot of weight you dropped.
I think I just told the story yesterday. It was like my favorite thing was Ethan Page came to Grapplers Anonymous and did a seminar there. And then at the end of the seminar, he was just straight up. He was like, guys, honestly, like he runs Alpha One in Hamilton, Ontario, and he was like, guys, honestly, if I was gonna book anybody for this seminar, it would be Puff. Like, it's just so you know.
I was holding back tears because that was because I had been at Grapplers for about a month then.
Yeah, and they weren't letting you in
and
the
I
ring
wasn't
yet.
in the ring. I
Yeah.
was just on the bike for like an hour every
Yeah,
day
they're just doing
and
cardio
working
stuff.
out and watching and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And like just sitting in the ring for the first time while he was talking was my first time in the ring there, and I was like kind of nervous. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, are eyes on me for being in the ring? I don't mean to be disrespectful, but like I paid the money for the seminar. I wanted
Yeah,
to get
exactly.
the info. And then after he was talking, he's like, "Oh, we're gonna have practice matches." And like,
Yeah.
I wrestled Blackwood, and like,
I remember hearing
and we were just on a I interrupted his podcast at the Smash after party
Okay.
because
Yeah.
like I was like pretending to dance, and they like grabbed my arm and put me in there. And it's
great.
He's like, "Take off your shirt." I was like Bert Kreischer. I don't know.
Yeah,
how to say his last name.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there shaking around and shirtless.
Yeah.
And then I sat down and joined the podcast. And I was talking to Kevin. I was like I was so grateful that he because it was uneven numbers. Everyone paired off because
Yeah.
they were familiar with each other.
He helped you out.
and no one knew me. And Kevin's like, "Yeah, I'll wrestle you." And we
Yeah.
came up with this match. And like
That shit
Paige
goes a
was
long
like,
way.
Yeah, I was so happy. I was like,
Really good
fuck.
match, too.
Yeah, and,
That's sweet, man.
and Paige put me over like that, and I was like, oh my god, like I get goosebumps thinking about it because like after that I was allowed in the ring, I was allowed
That's
to
a big
train and
deal.
stuff. It
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
It was really big for me.
I remember hearing that whole scenario because like it was shortly after that was when I started coming around like every week.
Yeah.
And they were just like, "Oh yeah, Puff's on the ring now. And he's doing great." And blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Have you seen like Puff's gear that he's gonna get
Yeah.
made?
It's amazing.
I keep telling everybody because like
That's
the,
what
the little times that you have gotten out on shows now and like you always get over.
Yeah.
And I keep telling everyone, I was like, wait until he gets his gear. When
Yeah.
he
But
gets,
that's what I was saying about it earlier. It's like the reason why you're like a PN News
Uh-huh.
is because, and this is something I was going to ask you about, like with wrestling, where like I think where I come from wrestling wise, if I was to have a match with Danny, it would be like we could do like a Kenta versus Kenta Kobashi, where we just beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
And he gets to do cool shit, and I keep just blasting him down,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then obviously, like, at the end, he gets over, and it's sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But your aspirations in wrestling, I feel like, not talking to you about this ever, isn't to be this, like, hard charger, tough guy. I have a broken finger.
Okay, I was looking at that. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was distracting me.
Yeah. So, that's really. I have a really fucking mangled finger.
Yeah.
for life. For life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see us all grossed out now.
Okay, so
He's looking away.
That's really gross.
anyways, okay, so your aspirations aren't to be this like hard charger Vader like fucking
No.
killer.
I'm like that. I'm a big guy, but
You
like
legit want to just make people fucking happy.
yeah, exactly. I was thinking earlier today. Do you know who Eric Andre is?
Yeah, of course.
I want to be the Eric Andre of pro wrestling.
Yeah, which is great.
Because I like that kind of weird humor. Like when we were in the group message earlier, like I like fucking with people. Like,
Yeah.
Like when you asked for my number, I said I was Dan.
Yeah.
Like shit like that. And like another thing, I didn't do it, but because like I just don't know how people react to it. But like he was telling us to come to the podcast, and we're gonna be at Bennett's house, and I wanted to message back like, oh, I can't go there. Me and Kevin had major heat. Like I caught him kissing my dad, dude. Like I can't talk. Like just weird shit like that. And,
Yeah.
I love that, but like I don't know how people react to it.
Just try it.
Because like I love Eric Andre and like his sense of humor and stuff,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
That show. Have you watched it yet?
I like you recommended. I've looked at the YouTube stuff.
The YouTube stuff.
Yeah, and it's like you said, I like Hannibal Buress a lot. So.
But it's kind of like our version of Tom Green.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good way to put
Yeah.
it. It's a real good
I
way
like
to
Tom
put
Green
it.
too.
Danny, relax, man.
We've
known each other a
My
bit.
finger's not gonna hurt you.
My finger is fucked. It does not straighten. It's always like this.
It's not gonna do anything to you.
What happened to it?
Okay, do you want to know the story? Obviously, you want to know the story. It looks like it's gone. from there. It moves. It just doesn't straighten.
And
The tip doesn't.
You can't straighten it.
My right pinky finger looks like a hockey stick.
When did that happen?
This happened when was Remember the Durst? Remember when we did that show at Showplace? It was like Durst's
For Durst,
when he got sick.
yeah, fuck, that was probably 2000. That was early 2000s, like
2003.
3 or 4 maybe.
Okay, so right around there. So we had this big benefit for our buddy, this guy that did merch for us. He ended up getting staph, and his heart stopped. I found him almost dead in our van. Like we had to airlift him out.
Yeah, that helicopter came, right?
He was blue. Damn. And they had to put him in a induced coma, and then he was in that coma for a month.
Because weren't you guys in the middle of nowhere? That's why he had to be airlifted
Oh, we were in
out.
Sauget, Illinois,
And then
right on the outskirts of St. Louis.
yeah, because then didn't they take him to a hospital? Then he had to go to another hospital
Yeah.
or something because it was such a big
And his
deal.
kidneys failed in the air, so he technically died for 12 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we did this at the end of this tour. We did a huge benefit for him,
Okay.
and I'm bad at this, and you're bad at this. So Showplace Theater probably held 700,
Yeah,
somewhere around.
yeah.
So show sold out. We do Showplace Theater. Our singer that day had gotten a little tipsy,
Okay.
and just into the mic he said, "I'm having a party at my house after."
Oh yeah.
It's at, and he just says the address.
Yeah, he lived right around there, I do think, didn't he, at the time?
And this is like that. And I remember I went home, took a shower, dropped my shit off, went back to his house. And when I got there, dude, there was hundreds of people.
Yeah, they were
at his
flooding out the
house.
doors. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I get there, all my friends are right there. Right when you walk in, all my friends from Buffalo are there, which are killers. Dudes are like my friend Joe Riverside.
Yeah.
Is a pro boxing trainer.
Yeah.
Really?
Owns Elmwood Pizza. I don't know if you've ever been there, but he's a pro boxing trainer. At the time, he was boxing, and he was just a mauler. You know what I mean? His fist is like a fucking toaster. So
Toaster fist.
so we do this thing, whatever, and I'm fucking thirsty. So I go in the kitchen, and there's a group of dudes in the kitchen, and they're huddled around each other, and one dude is straight up pissing on the floor. And it was kind of like, the beginning of Grandma's Boy, when they roll up have you ever seen the movie Grandma's Boy?
No.
You've never seen it, yeah. So
My only memory of that is Jonah Hill sucking on a boob.
yeah, okay,
a
but
while.
this is so in the beginning of the movie, he walks in and fucking DDP and someone are moving stuff in his house.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Yeah.
It's DDP and some
Simon
DDP.
Dallas Page.
Yeah,
Is in that
is
movie?
acting. Yeah, and
No, the
they're
other DDP.
they're moving guys, and they're trying to get them out of the house, and the dude stands there and goes, "Hey guys, what are you doing?" They're "We're moving this dude's fucking stuff," and then they just keep moving. So I walked up to the pile and I was like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And this guy goes, "We're pissing on this dude's floor, man." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And I waited. And he finished, and I just grabbed him by the fucking hair and dragged him through the fucking house. And as I'm dragging him through the fucking house, I'm like, "Oh, my friends are gonna see this." And the dude was probably with fucking 7 dudes or something like that, in this thing. So I'm just dragging this dude through the fucking house, and I throw him off the fucking porch. And I'm like, all my fucking friends had to have seen this. Nope. Just his friends came out. It was me and 7 dudes outside, and I'm like, oh fuck. And I'm just thinking, and there's situations like that where you're like, all right, what do I do? Do I just start being animated and loud, and maybe they'll get scared
Peacock them off.
kind of leave? Do I just fucking hit this big motherfucker and hopefully they all just fucking crumble after I smash their big dude? Do I, you know what I mean? Just start swinging on all of them. So I'm just oh fuck, here we go. So local tattooer John Miro,
Yeah.
the only person that saw it, and he's fucking 5 foot nothing, weighs 100 pounds. And all I remember is like, there's a dude that's about as tall as I am, and I'm about to fucking crack the dude. I was like, I'm gonna fucking hit this dude as hard as I fucking can, and hope that they're all like, oh fuck, that he just knocked Nick out or whatever his name is. So I'm about to fucking cork one off, and then next thing I know, like a full beer can just hits this dude next to that guy, just dead in the fucking head. And John Miro's out running, and he just starts fucking wailing on this dude.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, oh fuck, boom! And I punch this big dude, and then him and I square up, and we're fucking throwing at each other.
Hospital.
And it's yeah,
Hospital.
kind of. And I remember at one point in time, it was like 1 for 1. It was like bam, 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 back and forth, just hitting. And then, I remember that next to me, Joe had a dude next to me. Joe Riverside had a dude next to me, like pounding on him. And then we were on tour with this band called Misery Signals. Their singer Jesse literally jumped out of the van as they were driving by because he saw us fighting, and like tumbled on the ground, and then ran up and started fighting a dude. And like we're there fighting, and I remember like something happening where the dude tried to like tie my shirt up, and I ended up scooping him and throwing him down and getting on him, and I remember like throwing on top of him, and then the fight kind of like broke up. And at that point in time, I remember Keith was out at that point in time, and
Was
I
this
remember
where there's like that picture of him, or was that?
maybe
I think that's a New Year's Eve party. Never mind.
But I remember like the dude pissing on the floor was like on his knees, and Keith, it looked fake.
Yeah.
Like the dude was on his knees, and Keith was just going bop, bop, just hitting the jackhammering the dude, not holding on to him, just one punch, bam, bam, bam in the face, and then it just kind of like dissipated, and they left. I remember I just bought a new jacket, and the guy like ripped my jacket.
Yeah.
And I was more bummed about that than anything. Yeah. And I remember standing up, and I'm like walking in the house, and like something kept catching on my pants, and I was like, what the fuck? And I look, and my finger is just broken, and I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
But what it felt like was, you know, like when your calf tightens up?
Yeah.
Like a cramp.
That's what it felt like a super cramp, but in my finger. And I was like, oh fuck, like it must just be that. Like, and I could, you know, if I bent it, it didn't like snap or anything like that. It was just like, oh fuck. Basically what happened is I tore the tendons in my thing.
So you never like splintered it or anything?
Oh, I splintered it for 2 months.
Okay.
And it just stayed like this. And I remember John Miro's sister Lauren like saw it, and she was like, oh, we'll just splinter it. And she broke like half of a plastic knife.
Sweet.
So the handle part was the fucking
Great, yeah,
was
some
the
tape.
splint, and I just left that on for 2 months, and it just.
You never went to the doctor or anything?
No.
Yeah.
Dude, Puff. There's things on my body that have been super glued back together because I didn't want to go to a doctor. My eye, I got hit. I got headbutted at a show, and my eye split all the way over. And Wes took me across the street and literally super glued my eye in a Walmart, like literally in the Walmart. He grabbed like alcohol or hydrogen peroxide, dumped it on my eye, like super glued it, and then butterflied it, and then we walked back to the show.
I remember
and left everything right there.
You got some good friends.
Yeah, it's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Dean Ambrose, who was John Moxley at the time, at an indie show, took a chair shot to the head. This was before he was doing like CZW hardcore stuff too. It was just like a real quick angle thing when chair shots to the head were no big deal. And he got split open like right in the front of his head there, right in his hairline. It was a pretty good little gash. And then like later I just saw him like squirting either, I don't know, like something in there. I don't know if it was new skin or like it was the stuff that like dyed your skin pink.
Yeah.
He was like squirting that in there, and I was like, dude, aren't you gonna like get stitches? And he goes, I don't have any health insurance.
Yeah.
It's just like,
But
okay,
that's how it was.
yeah.
Literally.
I mean, it was like that for sure needs stitches, but
Super glue, man. Like super glue just worked for everything. It was just just super glue that back together. I remember leaving for this is disgusting. I used to make this like perforated like housing, but it was for this like crazy hippie scientist dude had created like siding that was like perforated that when the sun hit it, it would like heat your house or cool your house. Like and it was really expensive, so no one bought it. But my sister's husband was working there at the time. Once in a while, they would get like this huge order, and he'd be like, "Hey man, can you come in and work?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, sure." So basically, what happened was, this machine would just kick out sheet metal, and there was this little lip.
Ugh.
So one of my jobs was to just literally put my hand under it and lift it so it wouldn't catch on this lip. And I'd have to pay attention. So I'd be working at like 4 a.m. till like 4 at night, or, during the day, just going at one point in time. So for 2 hours I'd be sitting there, and if you didn't pay attention once, it would just slice you. And I had a tour coming up with Dillinger Escape Plan. This is about 5 days out, and I'm doing it, don't pay attention, and it just sliced me dead across my
your
string
guitar hand? Sweet.
So I had to, I was like, oh fuck, and it was like, all the way across where the strings go on my hand.
Perfect.
And I'm looking at my hand, and I'm just like, I can't fucking play guitar.
Oof.
That's literally where the strings go. And it's exactly that. That.
Perfect, yeah.
You know what I mean?
The perfect slice.
So I remember just super gluing my fingers back together, and then those that first week of shows, just blood pouring down my hand. Because strings were going in those grooves and cutting them even more.
But that's fucking sick, man. That's a good look.
Gnarly. Fucking awesome.
It's a gnarly look.
I always said that when people are like, man, I can't eat before we play because I'll throw up. And I'm just like, there's nothing cooler.
Yeah.
If you're fucking playing and just you start puking, the crowd's going to go, that was awesome.
That's the only thing they're going to remember.
We did take you guys to see Guar last week.
Yeah, that was an experience.
Yeah.
How about, we talked about that. How about just, another Wednesday of wrestling practice, and Andy comes by and it's just like, hey, you guys want to go see Guar after?
Yeah.
Just for
and
free?
Yeah.
Dudes just jump in.
It's funny because we trained with a bunch of dudes, and not that I didn't want everybody to go. I wanted everybody to go, but for some reason I just wanted you two to say yes on that one. And I loved that Anthony Nicometti was going to go. He was pumped.
He was going to go to the show anyways. Yeah.
And I didn't expect, out of all the people, I didn't expect him to be like, yeah, I want to go. So it was rad, and I knew you were in. I knew Puff was in.
I had no idea what Guar was at all. I didn't know what kind of music. I didn't know it was a band.
Yeah.
He said, "Want to go see Guar?" I was like, "Yes."
It was fucking awesome, and that was for some reason I knew you were in. I knew Puff was ride or die. I didn't know if you were in, Jesse.
Yeah.
I was I know for a fact Puff.
He's the only 100%.
And I thought you and I were going to be it. I thought you and I were going to go to see Guar together. And then when Danny said yes, I was like, all right, this is great.
Yeah, those rules.
And then Nicometti said it, and then you said it, and I was like, this is awesome. Going with a crew.
Puff is always down for anything. No matter what it is, I feel like Puff, you work sometimes he has no responsibility whatsoever. So
always down for an adventure.
For whatever.
Yeah.
Well, the highlight was we were watching from that second, almost a little balcony, second floor kind of deal. And, the Guar show with the fucking jizz and shit blood flying all over the place.
Everywhere.
So, the stairs leading up there, we're basically just watching everybody walk up the stairs and slip and fall.
My favorite part of the show.
Yeah, just watching everybody, someone's going up the stairs and they slipped and fell. And then, so Puff and Danny just, 20 years old, just super excited, let's fucking go down there and get shot all over. So they run down there, pit area,
let's get cum on our face.
And then fucking Puff just comes up the stairs, slips and falls, of course. He's just
out of breath.
Yeah, out of breath.
I could not breathe.
Yeah, he was out of breath, and then he was getting himself up from the stairs, and he's just
laughing.
Danny's gone.
I was laughing so hard I could not breathe because I couldn't stop laughing.
You could tell that was the first thing you were gonna say, but then you wiped out and fell first, and then you tried to say that as you were getting up.
It was amazing.
So we went down in the pit. And we were like, oh shit, we're gonna go fucking hard. Motherfuckers were hitting people. And I was trying to run up to the front. I was 2 people away from the front. I almost grabbed lead singer's fucking
double fake dick, yeah.
The bigger one. So I'm just running, hitting people. And then a dude bigger than me comes from the side and hits the people next to me. And I hit the floor. I hit the floor. I hit the floor and it was done. I was like, oh shit. And for a second on the pit, I'm like, oh shit, this is where I die.
Yeah, I'm getting
trampled.
Yeah,
I'm a big guy, but
I'm not getting
people
up.
were coming up. But then I just reached my hand out and a fucking Guar faithful fan grabbed my arm, helped me.
That's how it goes, man.
I was like, hell yeah. And then I ran into that dude and just started going. And then And then I got to with Dan. Oh no, that's the first time we were down in the pit because we came back up.
Yeah.
There
The
was
second
many trips to the pit.
Yeah,
many
there's a couple.
trips. Oh, that's when I was shirtless.
Perfect.
Because remember, it was
Yes.
laser training, and my shirt was soaked in sweat. I was like, I don't want to wear this. So then I just grabbed my
You
U.S.
said
security
you said a jacket out with no shirt underneath.
windbreaker from my shoot job,
Nice windbreaker.
and only button the top button,
Yeah.
and just was shirtless underneath. And I was going hard in that, and then we came back, and you gave us shirts. Luckily, I have the shirt I'm wearing right now. I'm so happy that it fit me too, because it was like a size too small. But like I'm fitting in this
Yeah.
shirt now, and I'm very happy about
Hell
that.
yeah.
But yeah, we ran into Waz. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another dude that
another
trained.
Buffalo trainee. Yeah.
And he was just there, soaked in blood already.
The other
Just
day,
fired up.
on Sunday when we went to the ring, Waz was like, dude, when I saw you guys, I was like, oh, fuck, man. They're going to fuck with me about not going to
Yeah,
training.
completely skipped training to
Yeah.
go to the show.
It was awesome.
That's great.
So we go down in the pit, and Waz is there, and we're running into each other. Me and Dan are hitting each other with like forearms and shit.
Yeah.
In the pit, he's throwing pump kicks like he always does everywhere. And then I just see Waz grab Dan and throw him up.
Yeah.
And he just goes. He's just gone.
It just disappeared over the rail. Yeah.
He was like crowd surfing, and then he just drops when he gets to security. And I'm like, "Fuck, Dan's gone." I figured that the security's gonna take him to
They just leave. Yeah.
the
They
back
just take
room
him.
or
He's
whatever.
gone.
Telling
Yeah,
like,
forever.
Dan's gone. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I'm still gonna mosh with all these people.
Yeah.
And then Dan comes back, and I'm like, holy shit, I thought I lost you. And I go to hug him. Before I can hug him, Waz grabs him again
And just grab.
and just
Launches
he just
him.
disappears, launches, and I just see him get up to the barricade and drop. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, Dan's gone for sure this time.
Yeah.
And that's when I don't know why, just like seeing him disappear just made me laugh
Yeah.
so much. And that's when I came to you guys and I could not breathe.
So when I was like,
overexcited.
it's funny like you say that like a dude helped you up.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I remember it's a long time ago when I first started like going to shows, and like Cannibal Corpse was from Buffalo.
Really?
Yeah,
I
so
didn't know
like
that.
there were bands like Cannibal Corpse and like Deicide were from like Niagara Falls, and they were like a satanic band. You know what I mean?
Does
Like
Cannibal Corpse sing Matt Hardy's theme song?
No.
I don't know.
Who sings that?
Wait. Which one?
His
The old one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
that song
That's
is
not. That's not.
Monster
Cannibal Corpse.
Magnet.
Monster Man.
Oh yeah. Okay. That is Monster Magnet.
Yeah, it is. So when I was a kid, I remember like going to shows and like it has always been okay. A dude goes down, someone
Pick
helps
him up. Yeah,
helps
that's
him
been
up,
around
right?
for a long time.
When I was a kid, it was this. Hey, like you'd get the random dude that would like roll up to you. Like, do you know anyone that just always has like beef in their head?
Yeah.
Like, there's just always like
Looking
you'll be at a
for-
wrestling show like that fucking guy was looking at you, man.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
no, he wasn't, dude. What, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
Like,
relax.
fuck. So like, early on when you go to shows, man, there'd be a dude would walk up and be like, hey man, there's a dude pitting with razor blades, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a guy pitting out there with razor blades. So
Yeah.
be careful.
He's got like
It would
spurs
be-
on his boots or something.
It would
yeah.
legit look like Kill Bill. Like if that had happened, there'd be like blood shooting out of everybody.
Yeah.
And like that. And I mean, I was fucking like 12, 13 years old going to these things. And I'd be like, oh, but there's a fucking guy with razor blades in there.
Yeah.
Like, you believe that.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going anywhere near there.
Uh-huh.
And I remember like being like, and I was like a big 12, 13 years old when I first started going to shows. And like, it took me years before I would go anywhere near a pit because I was afraid there was a guy with like razors.
Razors or needles.
And then like years later, I remember pitting in like Brockton, Massachusetts on tour with a band and a guy having like a 30-foot chain. Just whipping a 30-foot chain around, whipping it around people's legs and pulling. What? And it's fucking great because anyone that's like into hardcore knows exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's like an old fucking legend about this dude. And now to this day, like we played Boston. We just played Boston with Taking Back Sunday. Taking Back Sunday of all bands. And I remember like looking over stage left and seeing Colin of Arabia
That's
there.
awesome.
Like, and I would like, even though me and Colin are like friends now, I still remember like whiffing, like him almost hitting me with a fucking 30-foot chain and being like, I remember being terrified of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now it's like,
When you're a kid, he's like an urban legend almost.
he's the fucking best. You know what I mean? So,
So you said like I feel like that's where like rap concerts and like hardcore concerts are completely different. Like you said, like people help each other up and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like
Rap
at
Hey, straight
rap
up,
concerts.
Onyx played. Do you remember this? Onyx played downtown Buffalo.
Yeah.
Onyx.
Was it Onyx or was it Wu-Tang that played outside on Franklin?
I think it was Onyx. This sounds familiar.
And a dude got beaten to death with a garbage can.
Yeah.
Oof.
I was
Yes.
at. There's this rapper named Danny Brown. He's like
Yeah.
he's like really weird, crazy.
No, he is.
And he was at the town ballroom like a year ago, and like I'm like moshing and stuff. This big bald dude, he kind of looks like you. It might have been you. I
That's
don't know.
probably me.
But like he was wearing a cutoff jean jacket with like the Soviet Union sickle and hammer bedazzled on the back,
What the fuck?
and he just grabs me and headbutts me.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, I was like gone for a second. I was like, man, like.
Who did you do that for?
I was like, yeah, like why?
Yeah. What the hell did you
Why,
do that
man?
for
I'm
me
so
for?
confused.
Did he ever give you an answer?
No,
He just walked away.
no.
That's
Yeah,
very-
he just kind of walked away.
It's very strange.
Yeah, it was like that was a really weird concert.
Sounds like
Danny
it.
Brown's a really weird guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There used to be this guy who had autism named Wesley Willis, and big black dude from Chicago, and he would just play. He wouldn't even play the keyboard. He would have like a Casio keyboard in front of him. And remember when you were a kid and you would like, it would have like the preset beats on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would be
Yeah.
like bossa nova, and then it would be like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
He would just play those, and then like where the key changes were, he would like hit it on the thing. But then rap, he wasn't even rapping. It was like singing about like McDonald's or like something
Yeah.
like that. He has a song called Rock and Roll McDonald's. It's like
Oh, I've heard.
in
That's
Chicago,
Super
Rock
Size
and Roll McDonald's. That was Wesley Willis. So if you went and saw Wesley Willis, the dude was like a big man. He was probably 6'4", 6'5", 300 some pounds, and he would walk up to you in the crowd and he would headbutt you.
Jesus.
But it wasn't like it meant he like was into you. Like he was
Yeah.
like you were cool with him. But he would walk up and be like, "Pop," and he would like headbutt you, and you'd be like, "Oh shit, all right, cool." Because you knew his songs, he was really happy.
That's nuts.
Headbutts freak me out.
Yeah, concussions are real, man.
So let's get back to wrestling.
Oh yes.
So the other day, you made a tweet about doing a tope.
In Jamestown, New York.
Danny, again, dude, I'm with you on that.
There's a little story behind this. The first time I ever dove, it was at the last PWR show,
Uh-huh.
and
I wasn't there.
it was like I dove and I kind of like I did the same thing. I kind of like landed on my head, but like
Yeah, it's a big deal, Dan.
I was safe. Like I caught myself and like there was guys there to catch me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so I'm like, all right, I didn't get the full rotation down this time,
Oh, yeah.
but next
I gotta
time
try it again.
I definitely got it. Cause I mean you can't really practice a dive at training or something.
No.
I've
And,
seen the pictures.
Yeah.
Of
The
you
picture.
going.
So there's like 6 dudes catching you. What the
Then
fuck?
he's completely upside down.
Oh,
And then
Jesus.
so I did it in Jamestown because there was like we did an 8-man tag and I figured like
Perfect.
again like the Leo Rush thing, like I'm like I want this to be the coolest match ever. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what, I'll dive. And I did it. Didn't get the rotation down again. Come down on my head. I caught myself again. But
Is it the guys catching you, or because you're not rotating all the
I'm
way?
not rotating. It's completely my fault. I'm like
I
diving
don't know,
like
man.
How about
straight
just a
down into
suicide
pool.
dive?
I want to start doing like I don't know why I just don't do suicide dives.
Dude, you know what?
That
I'm
freaks me
gonna
out even more to go through the ropes.
Really?
I just feel like I'm gonna hook my feet and land on my
You
face.
ever-
Buddy, his first match, he tried a suicide dive and he
Hooked his feet.
hooked his
Aponte?
feet. No, actually, Ray Aponte did a suicide dive against Chris Cooper at one of the Riverwork shows.
Yeah.
And hit his face on the rope and like busted his lip.
Oh
open.
gosh.
shit.
Yeah, because those ropes are harder than people think.
So
Did you? Who were the guys catching you?
That one was Thurston,
Uh-huh.
Lamar, Steve, and Mikey.
Okay.
And I think, like, my team was down there, too. Like, Greg and Vince were there, too.
Yeah.
Like, they
Well, you,
just,
you just pulled up short.
But that's why I'm just kind of sticking to, like, leg holds now.
did you see? Have you ever watched Akira Tao wrestle?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen Akira Tao's dive.
Yeah.
Where like he goes sideways to a forearm.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Sammy Callahan does that
I'm
too.
gonna start doing that.
With
he
Sammy-
goes to the bottom.
he does
I
to the
can't-
bottom
I
of the
can't do
Austin
that. My
area as
knees
well.
don't work like that.
There's someone just put a GIF up of I feel bad I don't know his name. It's Chris Dickinson. Like there's a whole EYFBO's in their team. It's like Dickinson, EYFBO.
Catch point.
No. It's
Oh,
shit.
Pazuzu.
Yeah. One of his guys goes for a dive, and brother just doesn't catch him. And dude crashes and burns into the chairs. And like Dickinson was on the outside selling,
dude.
and Dickinson just grabs the guy and just starts kicking the fuck out of him for not catching his partner. Like I mean, even in a GIF, it was just like, wow, that looks nasty.
I remember that. Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, I'm not trying to say, you know, like Danny, like a Jamestown show, don't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not about phoning it in. But like dives are a slippery slope, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be like, you know, Kevin Bennett's story.
Yeah.
And PWR not getting like, especially a tope coming down your head.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit's scary, man.
They're brutal.
That's rough.
I kind of like, you know, the Daniel Bryan suicide dive where he hits the rope like as hard as he possibly can. I want to start doing those. I feel like those are a little more safe.
Yeah.
I think I'm
because you can land. Yeah, I mean the best is if you can try to get it where you can land on your own feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's like this fucking, and I'm if he's the angel, I'm the devil on this.
Yeah.
So there's like this memorable Davey Richards fucking dive in early ROH
Oh, where it goes into the crowd.
where he literally goes over the dude's head, hits the fucking crowd, and then rolls on top of the crowd, and he's like legit like 6 rows back.
Yeah, because he came so hard.
It's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I get like
I'm always gonna be like, that's cool.
Yeah, you should do that.
Probably do that because you hit the rope so fast.
I get really conflicted with like stuff like that because I mean, or what I'm trying to do anyways is like I basically want to be like white Minoru Suzuki. That's my goal.
You're like the physical intense stuff.
Yeah, that's like my goal. So like I feel like there's not really like a need for me to do dives, but then but then sometimes I'm like,
there's no need
it'll
for me
be
to
kind
do
of fun to
dives,
do it.
but that's all I think about.
Because
All you think about is dives.
because nowadays they're so overdone too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I'm really not a big fan of the like you know, people will call like a dive spot. Like I hate the like where it's like dive. Like it's like I hate when it's just like one after the other. It's like, you know, you want to hit a dive, then go into some stuff, and then do another one. It's like I hate when it's just one after the other after the other. It's like
The old Japanese matches, it was those I don't like that whole. The reason why I'm so attracted to that era of wrestling is because it always seemed like two guys that just wanted to win.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was no gimmick to it. It was just like, you know, Masawa was fucking up Kenta Kobashi and fucking. It was just. It always seemed competitive, and a dive wasn't a dive. It was more or less like, I'm gonna get at that dude as fast as I can, and this is gonna hurt him.
And kind of like nothing's ending this guy. I'm desperate. I'm just gonna throw my whole body at him.
I feel like that's how it is, and that's like in my like with this thing that me and Jesse are doing in my head. It's always gonna be like Jesse. Like we're always gonna try to win, and like Jesse's role is to slow me down because in my head I'm thinking, all right, cool. We're gonna go in there and do this cool thing, and then I'm just gonna powerbomb the fuck out of this dude, and then dive as hard as I can at this dude on the outside because I'm trying to win.
Yeah.
Like fuck this dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go smash that dude, and it's cool. Well, like I'm trying to catch up on all the NXTs. I wanted to talk about this. I'm trying to catch up on all these NXTs, and now that because so many people went up. Now all these new dudes are coming in. So and the dudes you've heard about, like they have like Tino and that dude there's like Tino and that big dude that have that tag team now, and they were doing that thing with Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, the dude with the ponytail.
And you can tell Johnny's body. He's been working out with Tino.
Oh yeah,
like his body's turning into like a small version of Tino.
Leaned out a lot.
He looks fucking great.
Super toned.
Yeah. It's one of those where I
It's
guarantee
more-
he's lost weight, but he looks bigger.
This is me just talking about bods now.
The ab thing, him and Shawn Michaels doing the ab off or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw him post a picture and it's like fucking
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, he's in such great shape. But what today I'm at it was EY versus Adam Cole. Like I finally watched that match.
Yeah, that was good.
And there's a fucking sick thing. EY blows my mind. I think EY is like one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time. I think he's so fucking good. And there's like a section where he's on top and he's about to throw the elbow, but then he like looks to the outside and dives to the outside.
I love that.
And which like fucks the match because he lost because of it. You know what I mean? Like, but it just seems like I want to fuck these dudes up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
And like that's where my head is when I want to when I'm wrestling. Like in my head, it's always just fuck this up. And I might be the only dude that ever comes up with things for the other guy to do to me.
Yeah.
Like I think like that. I think Blackwood called me out on that. He's like, you have more shit for people to do against you than you do
For yourself.
for myself.
Yeah, I used to be like that a lot too. I still kind of am.
Yeah, where like I want like, oh man, the big spot would be fucking huge. Like when me and Kevin wrestled, it's like, dude, fucking cut me on the fucking apron. You know what I mean? Like shit like that, where it's like that would be fucking sick. And like
a lot of your ideas always end with like, I'm gonna do this, and then at the end it always ends up with you taking like a bump or something.
Yeah, like something huge.
You getting cut off. Yeah.
And I think it's just because I'm at the advantage of how big I am, so it's cooler if you and I wrestled, and like we fucking tease the fucking German, and then boom, you get me with the German.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's, I don't know, like fucking kill me. You know, break my fucking neck.
Sick.
Anyways, okay, let's get to the normal wrestling things. When was the first time you thought you were going to become a wrestler? Well, like the first idea when you were like, this is what I want to do.
A lot of people are really surprised about this answer because like I never like really wanted to be a wrestler when I was younger.
Yeah.
I mean, like I always thought like it'd be kind of cool to be a wrestler, but like the normal answer, like I never really knew how to get in it. Like or I didn't know it was something that you could actually do.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be a hockey player.
Okay.
And then like because I played hockey, but then once I realized,
Well, who's your hockey guy?
Teppo Numminen.
I love that.
I love Teppo Numminen.
Okay, good.
He's like the most unnoticed player, which
Yeah.
makes him so good. But I always wanted to be a hockey player, and then once I realized, like, hey, I could probably play like college, but like I realized that's not going to take me anywhere after that.
Yeah.
So then I'm kind of like, I met Mikey at like a local show, and I said, he's like, yeah, I run a school. I'm like, that's it. I'm going to be a wrestler now. I actually think it was Gargano versus Anthony Nese at the ESW show.
Yes.
It kind of made me be like,
I've heard about it. I wasn't there.
that made me be like, I have to do this.
That's
Yeah.
sweet.
Which is awesome. That's great.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know. I was like, I never thought I could wrestle. Like at my size, I never really thought of it.
Yeah.
But I had these two buddies, the Aponte brothers, and they had been training since they were like 16.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh yeah, we got their training had switched to at this Riverworks venue." I never been to Riverworks, so I like went with them to check it out. I was just watching them, and I just sat in the bleachers and watched them. And then I didn't think much of it. I saw them. I came with them one time, and then they would always invite me, and I was like, just didn't go for some reason.
Yeah.
And then one day, I just started going a lot with them, and they were trying to practice moves, and guys weren't taking like super kicks or something. So I'm like, I'll take a super kick. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And because I got into wrestling late. Like I didn't start watching until like 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my first wrestling memory of me watching wrestling is like a John Cena Edge feud. Like
Very
John
cool.
Cena Edge, like a TLC match. And,
Yeah.
like Cena FU'd Edge through two tables. And
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck, wrestling's crazy.
Yeah.
I love this. Like
Shit's nuts.
I never even thought about wrestling until I met them, and they were like, "Want to come over and watch this pay-per-view?" And I was like, "Sure." I was like, "Oh shit, fuck it!" Like John Cena is still like one of my favorite wrestlers. like, and I also wasn't really watching. Then I watched wrestling, then stopped watching wrestling. Then when I started watching wrestling again, everyone was like talking shit about Cena. I'm like, fucking Cena ever do?
That's great,
I love
man.
Cena. Like,
Yeah, that's my guy.
Like,
I love
Cena
Cena.
sucks and shit. And I'm like, no, he fucking doesn't.
Yeah.
You remember when he put Edge through those two tables?
Yeah, it was great.
What was yours? What was your like first like wrestling memory, Danny?
I really couldn't tell you. My family always watched wrestling, so I was kind of born into watching it, I guess.
Yeah.
But like some of my first like memories, I was probably like 4 years old. I was going to the ESW shows.
That's fucking awesome.
Is it sweet?
Yeah.
So Johnny Puma was probably,
Yeah, that's your guy.
My mom was in love with Johnny Puma.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! I didn't
remember
know that.
I have an old picture of me and Mastiff.
Oh, that's
And,
great.
There was a guy.
I'd love to see
I
that.
think his name was
Kevin Bennett.
He was a big no. I actually used to hate Kevin. He remembers.
Oh yeah,
when
you used to heckle him a
boo
lot.
but,
Yeah.
A guy named I think
Last year.
His name was Nightmare. He was like a big bald guy.
Yeah. I remember hearing about him.
Yeah, I just remember going to the ESW shows, and I remember I went in the ring.
Uh-huh.
Like during
Oh yeah, they kicked you out or something.
the
You're
guy
a
threw
kid.
me out.
Get out of the ring,
He
kid.
was like,
Hey,
he
man.
was wearing like a Hayabusa mask, and he was like, can't be in here. You gotta get out of here.
Fuck out of the ring,
And
kid.
I was just like my mom told me to go in, and I was like,
What? Your mom said, hey, jump the guardrail and go get in the ring?
yeah,
That's
basically.
hilarious.
And then they kicked me out, and then I just didn't go to local shows for a while. And then I went to a BCW show, saw Luke Harper,
Yep.
and that was another thing where I was like, wrestling's
Oh,
like
yeah, this guy's-
this guy's pretty cool.
So sweet, man.
And I actually saw Micah versus Brian Jennings that night.
Oh, hell yeah. Real barn burner.
Yeah.
Hashtag Mark.
And then I started going to I started getting the independent wrestling. And I started going to all the ESW shows.
Yeah.
It was like that's just how I got into independent wrestling, I guess.
My favorite Danny Garcia story is like I did the seminar at Grapplers. And I remember I told them, I was like, I'd never seen Danny there before because I'd been there here and there, and then I was like, who's that kid? I was like, he really stands out. He did a great job. And then like I knew Danny like a little more, like I knew he was good, coming along good. And then we did PWR in Erie, and I was back behind the merch table, and there's this one kid who always like he'll come up to us, and he's like super dark haired kid, and he's like super excited, like really young, like I don't know. I'm terrible with ages.
He's actually 17. He told
Okay.
us.
Oh, that's he did. Yeah, I should remember that. About 17 years old, comes up to us super excited, and then like he'll come up like, "Yeah, guys, awesome show, ball," and he'll start telling you some shit. Like, "All right, man, see you later." And then he'll slap you up, and then he'll walk away for about 2 minutes, and then he'll come by again, be like, "Oh, guys, yeah," and he'll talk about something else, and he'll just do this over and over again, like the whole intermission. And then like the one time, so he had gone and left like 3 or 4 times. And then he came walking by the table, and he like, he was like kind of like a step away from us, and he like his phone was ringing, and he pulled his phone out, and he like looks at it, and he answered, and he like looks directly at me and you, and he goes, "What does my mom want?" And he gets on his phone and starts talking, and I remember like Danny Garcia saying that Danny just started losing it, like laughing so hard, and I was like, all right, man, this kid gets it, like this is fucking awesome.
My mom wants.
He just looks right at us and goes, "What does my mom want?" And then gets on his phone and walks away.
He actually promised he's buying a T-shirt this show.
Oh, sweet.
So fingers crossed.
It only took like 6 shows.
Yeah, right.
That's awesome.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm buying one of your T-shirts." He promised Kevin.
Yeah.
I think he promised that Kevin too.
Jeez, man.
So he's dropping like $80.
Yeah, he's got a lot to live
Friday.
up to, man. Holy shit.
Awesome.
What time is it? It's pretty late. Yeah, Kevin's got to get up. Kevin, the producer's got to wake up in a real short amount of time.
Yeah.
Few hours.
Thanks, Kev.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up.
Should I get a run-on question, as I usually do?
Yeah.
My world famous run-on?
You got anything else to keep us going here?
Wrestling question.
No. I don't have anything. No. I'm actually tired myself. I go to Europe tomorrow. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, you want to Europe tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit.
Literally tomorrow. Yeah.
Straight up, man.
Yep.
I'm glad we got you guys on.
I got school in the morning.
What time?
Like 10.
Yeah.
10:50.
That's cool, man.
What are you going to school for?
Communications.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's cool.
It's rough.
Are you going to become like a DJ or something?
I'm gonna become a professional wrestler.
Yeah. Big aspirations.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Let's give him the closer, man. You're better at it than I am.
I'm better at it.
Yeah.
Let's all say it together. We're avid fans of the podcast. We listen to it together.
What's your favorite
Yeah.
episode?
My favorite episode is the one where you say, you're talking about the guy in North Tonawanda, and he said, "My name is Prick."
Oh, Frick.
Yeah, Prick from North Tonawanda.
That's my
Frick was
favorite
great,
episode.
man. I thought his name was Don Shaver forever.
Me
And then I asked him, he goes,
My
"That's
name's
my
Prick."
daughter. I'm Prick." I was like, okay.
There was like when you guys first came out with the podcast, Puff and I we would listen to like the same episodes at the same time.
Yeah.
And then we would just text each
Text
other
each
about
other.
it.
Great.
Sweet.
That's great.
My name's Brick.
That's always crazy to me too. Like Puff and I have kind of become like a group package everywhere.
Yeah.
And like we couldn't be any more different in like
We're
in
so
every
opposite.
single way.
And like,
Did you guys know each other prior to work,
that's
like
what
training?
I was gonna say. We did, but not well.
Yeah.
Like, I was really good friends with his 2 cousins.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
love it.
we like barely knew each other, but I knew he liked
like,
wrestling.
once.
Yeah, we met like once at a family party of theirs or something.
Yeah.
And I knew he liked wrestling, and then I saw that he was booked at like that Nickel City show, like his first match, like 3 weeks into training. I didn't know he wrestled, and then we ran into each other at like the Galleria Mall.
Yeah.
And where we just, I did.
Friendship was made.
Yeah, I don't know who he was with friends, and I was with friends, and then we just started talking about wrestling for like
Like an hour.
like an hour at a guardrail at the Galleria Mall. And I'm like,
As it usually,
I'm gonna try and come
As it
by.
usually begins, yeah.
And yeah, ever since.
We talked about that a little bit though, like you guys and like Blackwood and Bennett, like we used to say the same thing in my wrestling school. Like we called it one common bond, whereas like none of us would have been friends if if it weren't for wrestling. So like wrestling was our one common bond to bring everybody together.
Yeah,
you guys are all going
that's
through
like
the same
totally
thing.
true. Like everywhere in the world, everywhere I go, now that everybody knows I wrestle and stuff like that, it's like someone random will come up to me and just like honestly like. It happens almost every single show where like a dude will come up and be like, "Yo, I saw you in the background of like a PWG show. That match was insane." And I'm just like, "Yeah, you should go to one of those because it's crazy." You know what I mean? Like,
I want to go there.
it's fucking gnarly. But that shit happens everywhere. You know what I mean?
Even like
That's
not
what
even
I'm
our personalities wise, I feel like it's so cool that like, and this is gonna come in handy like if we all get booked on like the same show or something.
Yeah.
That like, all of our styles in wrestling are so different too. Like, like Kevin, Nicometti, Blackwood, and like him and I, like we're all completely
definitely,
different body, and it's just like I think it's awesome.
That's
I
great.
think it's really special what's going on in Buffalo.
Yeah, there's some good shit going on.
The hashtag NSF. Shout out to that group chat. But yeah, like we were talking about that in the group chat. Like all of us are so different, like different way. Like we just said, like if we
even
at a
wrestling
show,
too.
We're all doing completely different things.
Yeah, which is fucking sweet.
It's a
man.
fucking Buffalo Brotherhood. It's awesome.
There's good shit going on.
It's just cool. That's like the thing too. It's like it's always cool when I remember like at one point in time when like Every Time I Die was the only band from Buffalo.
Yeah.
So like, and it was just always like, okay, you think of Buffalo and you think of hardcore. Okay, yeah, Every Time I Die is there. Like that's it. And then it's cool when like you're in fucking the middle of fucking America and then another band from Buffalo is just like there, and then you start realizing like, holy shit, like there's more bands.
There's
from
more
Buffalo
shit
now.
spouting up.
And then it like happens, and then you know, and even outside, it's like that Charlie Sexton kid. He was on like I can't think of what he was on. He was on like what was the High School Musical or something like that. He wasn't on High School Musical, but one of those movies that came out at that time. But he always goes to like PWG shows. And like today he like posted a picture and like was wearing like a Lemuria shirt, which is like a band from Buffalo, like a with a girl singing, like a punk band from Buffalo. And I was just like, he lives in LA. Like I don't know if he's born and raised, but like he's in this band from Buffalo that like now you know what I mean? Like just it's cool that so like cool. When you hear people like when I was in California, like dudes coming up to me and being like, "Hey, what's up with that kid with the black arm?" I was like, "Oh, you're talking about Blackwood?
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah." Like, "Oh man, yeah." Like I saw like a smash match with him, and it was awesome. You know what I mean? Like, it's just cool.
Even for me, like I just like I said, I was just at the Impact tapings in Ottawa, and like Trevor Lee and like a bunch of the guys just like, what do you got going on? You're like you're like training those kids and stuff. And it's like and they also they all know like what's going on and what we're doing and everything. So it's cool, man.
Speaking of Trevor Lee, that's something like me and Dan were talking about. Like that'd be a good run-on question or whatever. Like current dream opponents.
Yeah,
like realistic.
A realistic dream match was the question.
Yeah,
I know Trevor Lee's your guy.
And Trevor Lee.
Trevor's my boy.
For a while, Trevor Lee was my guy. Like just I used to like love. Not that I don't. I still love his work, but yeah, it's just a matter of like wrestling is. I said it like on another podcast a couple weeks ago, where like. I think that the big threat to WWE is independent wrestling. I don't think it's
like as a whole.
As a whole, it's not just a promotion. It's just like this is like if you wanted to, you could be an independent wrestler and succeed.
Yeah.
Without going to WWE.
Even
obviously, like that's like the fucking end goal, but like you can do it.
Bubba Ray was just I was just talking to Bubba Ray at Ring of Honor, and he was saying that he's like, now he's like, if you hustle, you can work on the indies and do pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not comparable money to WWE, but like, you can still, it's insane. It's a lot better than it is now than it was a while ago.
You're selling your own merch, probably.
Yeah, merch. I mean, now you have these outlets like Pro Wrestling Tees and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, there's just
I asked him
a lot more options now.
He said that Bray Wyatt.
Your dream match?
Yeah, like you said, like a current guy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like Bray. I don't remember what mine was.
Mine would probably be like Timothy Thatcher or like Suzuki maybe.
Yeah.
Mine
I don't remember which one you said.
Probably like fucking Joe Doring.
Yeah.
Like a huge Joe Doring. Joe Doring that he's in All Japan now.
Kevin Bennett is Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. I go like this. Yo,
That was big Jeff Hardy.
legit. This is awesome. I go, when we started first talking about the Christmas show, obviously I want to take care of my guys. So I go,
Yo, Kev, who do you want to wrestle?
Who do you want to wrestle? He
Realistically.
goes, like legit just looked me dead in the face and goes, Jeff Hardy. And I was like,
He's in the budget, right?
and I was like, all right, the next.
Tear down a little bit, budget-wise.
It
And
was great. Puff,
What?
current dream.
My goal. Oh, you know it.
what do you got?
Joey Ryan.
Yeah.
I want to get dick flipped.
Yeah.
I thought about
Real
this.
bad.
No, Joe, I think I might be the only guy that would ever take like I would actually bite his dick.
Bite it.
I would actually put not his like dick, but I would put his like covered dick. I'm not like
Cloth.
shit like that doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean-
like whatever, dude. It's a dick, right?
Yeah.
I don't
We all
care.
got 'em.
It's a piece of skin. It's like fucking biting my dead finger.
I wouldn't.
But like, I'd be the only guy that would like take a Joey Ryan like actual like bite on the dick flip.
I'm not
Bite
taking
on
the
it.
I'm not taking the hokey flip.
No selling the flip,
I'm
man.
not selling it. I'm slapping him.
Slap his dick away.
So many guys are like that.
Slapping him in
Like,
the face.
absolutely not. I'd be honored to take that dick flip.
Yeah,
Him and I get into arguments about comedy wrestling all the time.
yeah. I think some like over the top comedy wrestling
Yeah.
doesn't. It goes over my head.
Yeah.
Even with me, like, I love comedy wrestling, but like, I know stuff like that.
I
like,
think your thing with like the what's in the box match, like that's like perfect comedy wrestling.
Yeah.
Like Dick with Dick Justice, who we just had on the podcast before you guys.
Yeah.
Like his dream is to go to like DDT.
Yeah.
yeah.
And see, that to me, it goes over my head. Like wrestling in a fucking subway doesn't seem fun to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but there's...
But
The little, like, 30-second Joey Ryan things where he...
it's like I watch it and I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, like so, there are people. There's a niche for it. You know
Of
what I mean?
course.
Yeah.
And I would do that stuff. It's not like I wouldn't, and I probably have a lot of fun doing it. But my way of in my head is like me getting fucking blasted by Stan Hansen in the face.
Yeah.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, of
that's
course.
just the type of
That's
wrestling.
my shit.
I know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kick me in the face. Like my dream in wrestling is like I just want to have like a really good match and like I don't want to bleed or anything.
Yeah.
But like if someone
You
could
want
just,
some hard way
if,
juice.
If
Yeah.
someone could just like hit me in the nose like just in the right way that makes me bleed a little bit.
Dude, the old Harley race
I feel
trick
like
was
that'd be kind of cool.
the old Harley race trick was the knuckles in the eyebrow. Like your eyebrow breaks really easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Vader would like crack people's eyebrows open
Really?
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like
He's like,
Oh, like
yeah,
I should read
that's
up on
interesting
that.
to me. But if like someone like was just to hit me in the right way, like I wouldn't mind it. Get a cool picture of me with a bloody face. I'm so down for that.
it's funny too because like we have Thurston in school,
Yeah.
and like Thurston is like a guy that like helps train us.
Yeah.
And like he is like completely like weird about CTE and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
head
which
trauma.
he should be. And it's funny like saying that like he's weird about that, but then like you hear him like I know who his heroes are.
Yeah.
They're all dudes that go
Smashed
hard.
in the head. Yeah.
So like and
Head
like that's the type
suplexes.
of shit that I fucking like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like I don't want to be concussed, but if it looks
Drooling.
fucking awesome, I will get concussed.
I finally got to like wrestle Thurston like in the where we did like a little bit in that match. And, like, that was really cool for me.
That's sweet, man.
Thurston was
Yeah.
like always my favorite at yes.
Which is he's
Yeah.
your trainer, he's your trainer too. So that's badass.
Can't wait to wrestle him one day, like
I-
1-on-1.
I like hearing that stuff.
All
That's
right.
cool, man.
Now let's wrap it up.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming in.
I got my run in, my little run up.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. You always get a run in at the end.
Tradition.
All right.
Kevin
So,
Bennett, producer, thank you for putting up with
Yeah,
us again.
this was insane.
Thank you for having us, NSF.
Yeah, we'll get you guys back on for sure.
Yes, please.
Mazel tov.
Right. All right.
Heat's in the ring, brother.
The hate is in the ring, brother.
Thanks, guys.
The heat is in the ring, brother.
The heat is in the ring, brother.
See you guys.